From Ramen with Love by Ryushi-the-DutchEroSennin. Chapter 14, Tears of Heaven. 2 days ago Kakuku finally, we meet again. Orochimaru chuckled as a wicked grin formed on his face. Konohagakure no Sato. Well, it's only been a bit more than 2.5 years, but Orochimaru paused a moment to grin wider. I can't miss out on the wedding of my old comrades, can I? No, Orochimaru chuckled. It's not that I can't miss out on it, it's that I don't want to miss out on it the moment where I reveal myself to them and the grand slaughter afterwards today. I'll take all of their happiness and shatter it along with Konoha. Orochimaru let out his trademark omnipresent unholy laughter as he threw his head back and stared at the morning sky. Orochimaru-sama, I don't want to interrupt your narrating, but Kabuto straightened his glasses. What is it, Kabuto? Are you unable to see that I'm in the middle of using my trademark omnipresent unholy laughter that will definitely make all the babies in Konoha wake up and cry? Orochimaru gave Kabuto a questioning look. Well, I can see that. However, the problem is that this is a Wagakure, not Konoha. We headed. Kabuto coughed in the wrong direction. What was that? Orochimaru narrowed his eyes at Kabuto. It seems we have gone in the wrong direction, Orochimaru-sama. Also Kabuto gulped. It seems your unholy laughter has waken him up. Orochimaru chuckled. I see. Ohayou gozaimasu Sasuke-kun. Orochimaru, you know I like my sleep. I like it a lot. Kakuku, the more you sleep, the less time you can spend on training. Orochimaru looked over his shoulder and grinned widely. Lately you haven't been teaching me anything at all, you snake bastard. Orochimaru turned around and gave Sasuke a wicked grin before clapping in his hands twice and looking away from Sasuke. Alright, everyone, we're heading back to Otogakure. Once we're back, I want the person who messed up on the directions in my chambers. Well then, let's hurry back. Hi, Orochimaru-sama. Orochimaru's army stated and jumped off. Oi, are you listening to me, Orochimaru? I'm demanding that you teach me a new technique right now. Kabuto were leaving. Orochimaru stated and ran off, Kabuto following closely behind. Ignoring me, huh? I'll show you, you piece of snake crap. Kabuto looked over his shoulder for a moment at Sasuke, who seemed all but happy, and then quickly moved on. Orochimaru-sama, forgive my rudeness, but isn't it bad to not teach him a new jutsu right now? Kabuto asked. Orochimaru chuckled and grinned again. No, I am teaching him right now how to catch up with his enemies. That is, I don't think that's a great idea. Kabuto replied as his eyes darted to the left and right corners, almost expecting Sasuke to catch them soon. Well, that makes this trip that much more interesting. Orochimaru looked at Kabuto from the corners of his eyes. I'm going up ahead. Have fun with Sasuke-kun. Kabuto. With that, Orochimaru disappeared from Kabuto's sight and Kabuto cursed his luck. Once Orochimaru noticed that he was far ahead of them, he slowed down and took out his compass. Hell, looks like I shouldn't play with Sasuke-kun when I carry this thing around. Orochimaru stared at his compass for a moment and then looked at his watch. Sasuke-kun's electric chakra moves are messing these tools up. Well, that is fine. I'll finally get a chance to torture the laborers again, then play with Sasuke-kun, torture the laborers again, play with Sasuke-kun again, then Orochimaru chuckled. It goes on forever until I make his body mine. Orochimaru bellowed another unholy laughter and then suddenly shut up. I think there was something I had planned before that loop of events, but what was it? Something about a rumor of a beautiful blonde boy somewhere. If I can't remember it, then it must be meaningless. If not, it will come back in time, back to present time. The morning of the 12th of February. Naruto's eyes twitched and he let out a yawn. He then opened his eyes and felt well rested and wide awake. Naruto couldn't help but smile at Temari as the bright and early rays of sunlight fell upon her face. Hee hee, I wish I could wake up every morning like this. Well rested, and the first thing I see being the beautiful face of a girl who's asleep. Naruto thought and gently stroked a few locks of hair out of Temari's face. I'd better not wake Temari up, though, and instead sneak out of bed without her noticing. Naruto carefully crawled out of Temari's arms and jumped nimbly out of his bed. Well then, let's HM? He looked at Temari, whose eyes twitched as she clutched onto random parts of the sheets, and Naruto let out a sigh. All right, I got it already. Naruto quickly crawled back underneath the sheets and placed himself close to Temari again. Temari almost instantly wrapped her arms around him again and rolled over, lying half on top of Naruto. Sorry, Temari. Naruto carefully sat up and laid Temari against him. I'm too awake to fall asleep again, and I don't feel like lying down either. Well, don't blame me for it when you wake up. Naruto smiled at Temari as he pulled the sheets up over her shoulder. Really, how does this girl sleep at home? Does she hold her pillow all the time or something? He then turned his head to his window and stared out of it. Today seems like a nice day, almost no clouds at all in the sky, and it's really sunny. A smile crossed Naruto's face and he just kept staring out of his window. Temari slowly opened her eyes and slightly tilted her head up. Naruto? Ah, you're finally awake, huh? Naruto smiled widely at Temari. Good morning, Temari. Temari blinked at him and then jumped up, a blush forming on her face. We were hihi. Sorry, Temari. I was wide awake and you decided that you should sleep half on top of me. Naruto sheepishly grinned at her and rubbed the back of his head, but I didn't feel like lying down, so I sat up and let you sleep against me. I see. Sorry, Naruto. Temari sheepishly grinned at him. No, it doesn't really matter, so don't worry about it. Naruto smiled at Temari for a moment and then jumped off his bed. Well then, shall I make breakfast for us? All right, I'll help you out. Temari said and motioned to get out of bed as well until Naruto spoke up. No, it's all right. I'm wide awake and bursting with energy, while you are still kind of sleepy. So just stay in bed for a bit longer, any? Oh, okay. Temari replied and laid back down. Temari. Naruto opened the cabinet where he kept his ramen and took 2 cups out. Do you mind if we eat outside this morning? Outside? Temari gave Naruto a confused look and then looked out the window. You don't have any chairs on your balcony, right? I don't really want to sit on the floor or something. No, I'm not talking about my balcony. I know a better place to sit and enjoy the view. Naruto grinned at Temari as he prepared the cups of ramen. Well, it should be a bit warmer there too. Well, fine then. However, if it gets too cold, I'm going back inside. Naruto snickered. Don't worry, even this early in the morning it should be quite nice there. A bit later, Naruto and Temari each had a cup of ramen in their hands and a pair of chopsticks as Naruto guided the 2 of them into his small storage room. Oh no, Naruto? Temari looked around in the small room. I know this is where you keep my bags and all your shinobi equipment, but I don't really see a way to get somewhere outside to sit down. Naruto grinned widely. I know. Here, hold my ramen for a moment. Temari looked confused at Naruto as he handed her his ramen, and she kept her eyes focused on Naruto. Naruto removed a cloak from the wall, which looked remarkably a lot like the real wall. He placed his hands on the wall, slightly pushed it back and moved it aside, revealing a passageway behind the wall. Naruto, what is? Temari got cut off by Naruto. Just follow me already. Temari followed Naruto into the small passage, which was lit up by a soft blue light at the end of it. Naruto pushed the wall on the end of the passage away and Temari raised an eyebrow. Another cloak? Yeah. This one is a bit different from your regular ninja cloak though. Temari let out and followed Naruto out the passage. This is? Temari looked around surprised to find her standing on a balcony-like platform and looking out on a large part of Konoha. Ehehe. This is basically my second balcony. I call it my shinobi balcony. How do you like it? Naruto grinned widely at Temari. The view is great. Is this the place? Temari asked as she looked around, trying to find out if there was any other place they could directly go to from there. Yeah. Naruto nodded. I don't come here very often. Mostly during the summer when I'm not training and decide to kick back and relax a bit. Temari looked over her shoulder at Naruto as he walked towards her, and she noticed the cloak falling back into place and looking like the rest of the wall. Naruto, what's up with that cloak? Something is different about it compared to your average ninja cloak, right? Ehehe. I'm not sure myself. It was a gift of Sandangiji. He said that he added some weird sealing system to it. Naruto turned around and pointed at the part where the cloak was. That blue light you saw was the light of the sealing system. Basically, it makes sure that it makes the cloak look and feel like the rest of the wall. Heh, pretty cool. Temari said as she sat down on the edge of the platform along with Naruto. Yeah. Also, the only one who can push it aside is me right now. Naruto grinned widely. What do you mean? It's just a cloak, even a cat could easily get through it, right? No. I told you already that it feels like a wall too, right? That means if you'd punch the cloak part, it would feel like punching a sturdy wall. Naruto smiled at Temari. The only ones that can put it aside are the ones who have a bit of their hair attached to the back of the cloak. Impressive. Temari nodded and smiled at Naruto. Anyway, enough talk about that thing. Let's eat. Naruto cheerfully announced and removed the lid of the ramen cup. Itadakimasu. Temari smiled at Naruto for a moment and then she too removed the lid of the ramen cup. Itadakimasu. You know, Naruto? You're right. This place is quite warm already. Temari stated, and a gentle breeze blew through her hair. It's really nice. He. I told you, right? Naruto sheepishly grinned at Temari. It's been a while since I last had a meal here instead of inside. Oh well. Ehehe. Temari stared at Naruto for a moment, then scooted closer towards him and continued eating her ramen. Temari? Didn't you sit further away from me just a second ago? Naruto asked once he had swallowed a bunch of noodles. And no. What makes you think that? Temari closed her eyes and slightly raised her nose up in the air as a slight blush crawled on her face. I just shifted my position. That's all. Really, huh? Naruto gave Temari a questioning look. You're acting a bit weird today. Temari, the one who is acting weird today, isn't me. Temari said and leaned her head against Naruto's. Tell me already. Why are you doing all of this for me all of a sudden? Naruto blinked and then sheepishly laughed. Well, I still feel a bit guilty about forgetting to ask that Nemur guy to visit you last night, so liar. What's that supposed to mean? That you're a bad liar. Temari placed both her hands on Naruto's head and leaned her head on them. I'm not lying. I really do feel BA, but I already told you that it didn't matter to me, right? Temari raised an eyebrow at Naruto. Besides, you promised me you'd get him to visit me tonight, right? Naruto sighed. Not only that, but I promised Tenten I'd ask him to visit her today as well. Well, I guess I'll ask him this afternoon. Why wait till the afternoon? Because I'm going to train this morning by myself, of course. I'm going to work on my own jutsu, I think. Naruto grinned widely and slightly nodded. I'll join you then. Temari slightly nodded as well. Thanks, but I don't know if you can help me develop my own jutsu. Naruto gave Temari an evil grin. Watch your mouth, little genin. You are talking to a jounin from Sunagakure, you know. Temari ruffled through Naruto's hair. Correction, I'm a Chunin. Naruto grinned widely at Temari. Chunin? When the? You didn't even attend to the last few Chunin exams. Ehehe. Well, I sort of did clear the Chunin exam way back, and since I've increased in skill, Erosennin told me that I had been promoted to Chunin as well. Naruto's grin widened and he sheepishly laughed. Geez, you cheater. Temari stuck her tongue out at Naruto. Well then, Naruto stretched out, let's head back inside and get ready to head out and train. Do we have to? Temari asked as she looked at Naruto from the corners of her eyes. I like it here. I like it here too, but do you really want everyone in Konoha to see you like this? Naruto grinned widely at Temari. And Temari looked at her mostly loose kimono and then sheepishly laughed. I guess not. Then let's go. Naruto said as he held the cloak out of the way so Temari could pass through. Once Temari stood in the small passage, Naruto headed into it as well and the cloak fell back in place, once again emitting a soft blue light. Naruto? HM? What's wrong, Temari? Naruto raised an eyebrow at Temari. This may sound kind of weird, but could you add my hair to that seal too? Temari didn't turn around to face Naruto. Yeah, I think I can. All I have to do is add a piece of your hair to the center of the seal. Naruto rubbed his chin. Why do you want to be able to use that thing anyway? It's not like you'd use it often, right? Temari turned around and smirked at him. Well, it's a better way to sneak into your home and give you a surprise visit than breaking into it through the window or front door. HM? You're staying over here, so why would you want to give me a surprise visit in my own home? Naruto raised a questioning eyebrow at Temari. Temari's smirk faded. I probably can't stay here forever. Now one day I'll have to go back to Suna and probably stay away from Konoha for a long while. Oh yeah, I didn't really think about that. Naruto frowned for a moment and then grinned widely. Well, let's add your hair to the seal then. Temari smiled softly at Naruto. How much do you need? Just a few hairs should be enough. All right, give me a second, Temari said and moved her hand to the back of her head, carefully pulling out a couple of hairs. Is this enough? Naruto nodded as he took Temari's hair into his hands. Yeah, that should do. There's not much to adding them to the seal anyway, so give me a moment. He placed his hand containing the few hairs Temari had given him on the cloak, and almost immediately they lit up and emitted a soft blue light. That should do it. Naruto turned around and grinned at Temari. Now let's get properly dressed and head out for training. I'm using the bathroom first. Temari smirked at him. Naruto shrugged. Fine by me, just hurry up so we can train. Temari turned around and as she headed out the passage, she muttered, well, I know a very fast way to take a shower and the like. HM? Did you say something, Temari? Naruto asked as he quickly ran after her. No, nothing at all. Naruto looked suspiciously at Temari. I could have sworn I heard her say something. Temari quickly gathered her belongings, headed into the bathroom, and before closing the door behind her, she stuck her head out. You just wait patiently there, Naruto. I'll be done soon enough. Naruto sat down on his bed and closed his eyes. I wonder how I can use the Rasengan to create my own jutsu. A while later, the bathroom door went open once again. Now presenting the all-refreshed and entirely fresh-smelling kunoichi from Sunagakure. Temari exclaimed, jumped out of the bathroom, raised her hands up in the air and striking a pose. Temari. Naruto cheerfully applauded for her and grinned widely at her. Woohoo! Thank you. Thank you. Temari said as she took a few bows before Naruto. Naruto jumped off his bed. That makes it my turn. I'll hurry up as well. so hold your equipment ready. We're heading out almost as soon as I'm done. Temari nodded as she walked past Naruto and he headed into the bathroom with all that he needed to get changed. A while later, Temari and Naruto were walking down the streets of Konoha and heading for the training grounds. Are you sure you can create such a jutsu? Temari crossed her arms and raised an eyebrow at Naruto. I'm not sure. Erosennin told me I should use the way the Rasengan works to create my own jutsu. Naruto scratched the back of his head and pondered, but I'm still not sure how to use it to create a jutsu that is fast, covers an area and has an immense amount of power as well. Well, for me it's easy since I can use my fan. Temari smirked at Naruto. However, you are mostly limited to using just chakra for this new move, right? Probably. Naruto nodded once. I have a lot of chakra, so using enough chakra to cover an entire area shouldn't be too hard. The problem is making it attack my opponent, not hurt me, and not leaving me open for attack when or after I use the jutsu. Well, we'll figure it out once we start training. Temari shrugged and then smiled at Naruto. Your mind is more focused in battle anyway. Also what? Naruto looked confused at Temari as her smile turned into a grin. If anyone can keep you on your toes, it's me. Yeah, you're right. Naruto grinned widely. Now let's hurry. I want to get started as soon as possible. Temari nodded at Naruto and smiled before the two of them increased their pace and started jumping from roof to roof until they reached Naruto's regular training area. This is it, huh? Temari asked as they landed in a small clearing in a forest. Yeah. Naruto replied and Temari instantly snapped her fan open, then, let the training begin. Oi! Temari! Wait! Naruto let out, but his words fell on deaf ears as Temari let out a war cry and sent a strong gust of wind towards him. Naruto quickly jumped behind one of the trees as the wind blew violently around him. Damn it, she wasn't kidding about the battle thing. Naruto, you're not Shikamaru. Stop cowering behind that tree and get back here. Temari stated in a raised voice, you're going to develop a new jutsu that's going to defeat an opponent like me. Right. Now. Oi, are you serious, Temari? It's not like it's easy to just create a perfectly new jutsu. Naruto's sweat dropped as he carefully peeked around the corner of the tree. Well, it's basically not a new jutsu, but one based on how the Rasengan works. However, using the stages of the Rasengan to create a new jutsu to defeat long-range jutsu will be hard as hell. /n, the stages Naruto is referring to are the random rotation of chakra, the exploding effect or power part of the Rasengan, and the creating the layer to contain both rotation and power. If you're not coming out by yourself, then I'll force you to come out. Temari slightly threw her fan up with her left hand, caught it with her right and created another whirlwind by waving her fan from left to right in one powerful swing. This time the wind left cuts in the trunk of the tree and Naruto began to slowly charge up his Rasengan. Let's see rotation, Naruto said to himself as he started to rotate chakra in his right hand. Add enough power to it and then add the layer to contain the two. Naruto did the next two steps of creating the Rasengan and then stared at the blue sphere in his hands. Naruto, if you take much longer, I'll cut down that tree. Temari and swung her fan twice, sending two whirlwinds at the same time. Put too much power in the Rasengan and it will become unstable and it will just blow up before you can even try to use it. That's why Odama Rasengan needs an Kage Bunshin and an extra chakra layer to hold its power. But there was something when I learned the Rasengan from Erosennin. Naruto pondered as leaves from the tree fell down on him. Last chance, Naruto. If you won't come out now, I'll start using my jutsu. Temari warned him. That's it. Naruto jumped back into view and ran forward towards Temari with his Rasengan. Temari momentarily narrowed her eyes and then swung her fan again with all her might. Ninpu, Kamaitashi. Rasengan! Naruto exclaimed, and just before the whirlwind reached him, his Rasengan emitted a bright light. The next moment there was an explosion of chakra, which knocked both shinobi back and caused damage to the surrounding environment. The two of them each collapsed against a tree, inhaling and exhaling deeply because they had just got the wind knocked out of them. Looks like you did it. Temari panted and smirked at Naruto, but what the heck did you do? Naruto snickered for a moment. Back when I was just learning the Rasengan, the second stage of learning it was to make a rubber ball explode. So you made the Rasengan explode, huh? Temari smirked at Naruto as she still panted. Naruto smirked at her, well, something like that. Though it didn't do much other than repelling my Kamaitachi no Jutsu. Looks like you'll need to find a way to attack at the same time. Temari smirked back at him. Oh. Naruto grinned. If I'm right, something else should have happened. Temari shrugged and raised her hands up in the air. Other than the fact it knocked me back and the impact against the tree knocked the wind out of me, I really don't. She suddenly grew silent as pieces of the top of her kimono started to rip apart and fall off. Temari quickly crossed her arms in front of her chest, her right hand pressing on her left shoulder and vice versa. Naruto sheepishly grinned and rubbed the back of his head for a moment. See, something did happen. If glares could do anything other than scare a person, Naruto probably would have been blown up by the glare Temari was giving him right then and there. Temari? Naruto smiled nervously at Temari as he stood up. No need to make such a scary face. So, smile? Please? Temari kept looking straight into Naruto's eyes, her glare just as sharp as before. Pretty please then? You planned on this all along, didn't you? Temari asked him as she momentarily closed her eyes. And no, after all, it wasn't me that added the cutting part to your jutsu. Ihihi. Naruto sheepishly laughed and Temari let out a sigh. Here. I'll lend you my jacket. Temari looked up at Naruto as he took his jacket off and wrapped it around her shoulders. Naruto took a step away from her and Temari just stared straight into his eyes. Still not good enough? That should do for now, right? Do you mind? Temari raised an eyebrow at Naruto. Naruto vigorously shook his head. What? Would you turn around for a few seconds, Naruto? Temari clarified. Oh. Naruto slightly blushed before turning around. Yeah, no problem. Damn, didn't think her Kamaitachi would cut that well, Naruto thought as he heard Temari put his jacket on and zip it up. All right. That should do it. Temari said and Naruto turned back around. Naruto slightly gasped and then grinned widely. You know, that doesn't look all too bad on you. Now that you mention it, it does look rather, Temari said as she gave herself a better look. Well, either way it will be good enough until we head back home. No more cutting effects to my jutsu during this training. Ehehe. Yeah. Naruto grinned widely. I don't want to lose my shirt as well. In that case, maybe I should keep the cutting effects. Temari smirked at him. Naruto let out as his eyes slightly widened. What's that supposed to mean? I'm just kidding. Temari turned around and waved dismissively with her hand. Let's continue training, shall we? Naruto nodded in reply and they continued with their training. Before they knew it, an hour had passed. All right, Naruto. We'll go for Temari stopped mid-sentence and slightly turned her head so she could partly look over her shoulder. For a shinobi, you sure are lousy at hiding your presence from us. Come out already. Who are you talking about? Naruto titled his head to the left to look past Temari. Oh heyo, Naruto-kun. Temari-san Hinata? Naruto blinked. What are you doing here? That's what I'm wondering too. Temari raised an eyebrow at Hinata. Why were you trying to stay out of our view? I was going to do my morning training on the nearby training ground. Just as I got here, a strong gust of wind nearly knocked me off my feet, and it came from here. Hinata fidgeted with her fingers and looked shyly at Naruto. I got worried and decided to see what was going on. What would you have done if one of us was really fighting an enemy and that enemy would have sensed you coming before you even realized it? Temari asked as she placed her hand on her hip. Really, if you want to sneak up on someone, be more careful, oi, Temari, Naruto said and gave Temari a skeptical look. You do realize you're a jounin and that even you didn't notice her until just a few moments ago. Temari slightly stuck her nose up in the air. Sorry, but I happened to be distracted by a certain someone. Are you really a jounin? We were fighting and you were distracted. Naruto waved his hand dismissively. That's not very jounin-like, you know. Temari's left eye twitched. I didn't see you pass an entire exam, though, and I didn't see any jounin level skill from you yet. Naruto stuck his tongue out at Temari. And I didn't see any level of skill from you other than screwing up an A-ranked jutsu. Temari stuck her tongue out at Naruto. I've got more than enough skill to take on a certain jounin here though. Naruto gave Temari a wicked grin. Temari pointed with her fan towards Naruto and gave him a sharp glare. You want to try that jounin, lil chunin boy? Heh. Bring it on then. Naruto grinned widely at her. The next moment, Temari jumped on top of Naruto and the two of them started to fight like cat and dog, creating a rather large cloud of dust. I'm going to pin you to the ground and make you give up, Temari. I'd like to see you try that while I'm biting your head off. You can't even reach my head. I'll have you down before you know it. There's no way I'll lose to you. Hinata gave the two of them a worried look and then she suddenly smiled and started to giggle. Hearing Hinata's giggling between their screams about who was going to beat who and the like, Naruto and Temari stopped fighting and stared at Hinata. Oi, what's so funny? Temari asked as she held Naruto by his wrists. That's what I'm wondering too. Naruto blinked at Hinata as he sat on top of Temari. Hinata stopped giggling and smiled at the two of them as she shook her head. I just had a funny thought, HM? Naruto and Temari let out. Hinata's eyes slightly saddened. I thought this is kind of like a lover's quarrel, right? I don't even know why that came to my mind. Gomen, Naruto and Temari blinked at Hinata for a moment and then looked at each other, a bright blush forming on their faces. The two of them quickly jumped and straightened their clothes. Temari coughed and closed her eyes. I have to say, you do have some skill, Naruto. Why yeah, you do too. Naruto closed his eyes and firmly nodded. I acknowledge you as a true jounin. Now a soft breeze blew past the three of them during the moment of silence that followed. Ano, Hinata said softly, shouldn't you get back to training now? Ehehe. Naruto sheepishly grinned and rubbed the back of his head. Yeah, we should. How about you join us, Hinata? Eh? Hinata slightly tilted her head up and looked at Naruto. If that's all right with Temari-san. Temari smirked. Well, maybe it will pressure this guy a bit more with two opponents. One using long-ranged attacks and one using closed-range attacks should be tough to handle by yourself then. Temari. Naruto smiled at Temari. Please take a break to rest a bit. HM? Why? Temari raised an eyebrow at Naruto. Because it would be too easy to take both of you on when one of you is already a bit tired. Naruto smiled widely at Temari. Also, you deserve a break after helping me train for over an hour or so. Temari paused, let out a breath and smiled back at Naruto. All right. However, you'd better not complain when the two of us defeat you. Don't worry. If I can pull this jutsu off, you two won't stand a chance. Naruto grinned widely at Temari as she walked away and sat down against a tree. Naruto-kun? Hinata took a few small steps towards Naruto. What exactly are we going to do for training? We're going to have a fight, and while we're fighting I'll try to find a way to make a new jutsu. Naruto smiled at Hinata. Since Temari is a long-range specialist, I had a bit more time to try out my jutsu. However, against someone like you who uses Jukin, it will be a bit harder, right? Naruto-kun? You want me to use? Hinata let out as she stared at Naruto with wide eyes. Of course! Naruto grinned at Hinata and flexed his muscles. Don't hold back, Hinata. I want to see how strong you've gotten over these past 2 years. But what if Hinata protested? Hinata, don't worry about me. I know you won't try to kill me, and I can take more than just a few hits. Naruto smiled softly at her. I'm more worried about hurting you than I am about getting hurt. Temari let out and looked away from Naruto. Then Naruto-kun, you really want me to not hold back then? Hinata asked as she placed her arms vertically in front of her chest. Give it everything you've got, Hinata, Naruto said cheerfully as he cracked his knuckles. Then Hinata said as she took her jacket off and casted it aside. Naruto stared at Hinata for a moment, while Hinata shifted her position, stretched out her left arm towards Naruto and held her right hand to the side of her chest. Ikimasu. Hinata activated her Byakugan and her eyes flared with chakra. Naruto slightly gasped and readied himself for combat as well. What the Hinata's attitude completely changed all of a sudden. Ha! Hinata let out as she thrust her right hand towards Naruto. Naruto quickly turned his body away from Hinata's attack, but before he could counterattack, Hinata's left palm was heading towards him. Damn, her attacks are getting faster. Naruto thought as Hinata's attacking speed gradually increased as he kept trying to dodge her attacks. I've got to fend off her attacks somehow. Hinata thrust her right hand forward again, and this time Naruto was a bit more prepared for it. This is it. Naruto pushed Hinata's right arm away with his left hand and threw a punch at her. However, Hinata had no trouble evading the punch as she arched back, making Naruto's punch go right over her. Hinata didn't hesitate a single moment as she knocked Naruto's arm away with her left hand before straightening back up and positioning herself so close to Naruto that there barely was a single inch of space between them. At that moment, Naruto felt as if time froze when Hinata looked him straight into his eyes. Slowly, the world started to move again as Hinata tugged her thumb, ring finger and pinky away, only leaving her index and middle finger. Hinata's lips moved and Naruto could only hear one word, hack. Temari narrowed her eyes at Hinata and Naruto. Eh? Hinata let out and looked down towards her arms, finding Naruto holding onto her wrists. Ehehe. Naruto grinned widely. That was close. I didn't expect you to be that serious, Hinata. Since when the hell are you able to react that fast? Temari asked as she raised an eyebrow at Naruto. I have my moments. Naruto sheepishly grinned. Erosennin somewhat trained me to react as fast as possible in certain situations. I knew that no matter what type of move it was, if Hinata's technique starts with hack I have to stop it from hitting me. Naruto-kun. Hinata quickly let out. I wasn't planning to use chakra. Naruto tilted his head. Why not? I don't want to hurt you, Hinata said and looked away from Naruto. Also, you need your chakra for that move you're trying to create, right? Well, that's true. Naruto rubbed the back of his head and grinned at Hinata. However, I already told you that you shouldn't worry about me getting hurt. Alright, but I would have interrupted your training if I sealed of your chakra paths, Hinata replied and bit her lip. Naruto looked with a bit of confusion at Hinata. Didn't you see my fight against Neji 2.5 years ago? I have a way to bypass the effects the Jukin attacks that aim for the Tenketsu have. Eh? Hinata blinked and shyly looked at Naruto. Why you do? Well, it's not something I like to use though. Naruto grinned sheepishly. Temari momentarily closed her eyes. Alright, I think I've rested more than enough right now. Let's cut the small talk and get back to training. Both of you already? Naruto asked, but I haven't seen a lot of Hinata's advancement yet. You can still see her techniques when it's 2-on-1, Temari said as she stood up, and then she smirked at Naruto. Or do you think it's too much to have both of us against you? Hee hee. Naruto grinned at Temari. I could take both of you on any day. Give it all you've got. Iano, Naruto-kun? Hinata. Naruto placed his hands on Hinata's shoulders and smiled at her. Attack me with everything you've got, alright? This isn't just training for me. It's also training for you and Temari. I'll do my best then. Hinata nodded and smiled at Naruto. For you, Naruto-kun. Naruto jumped back and cracked his knuckles as he flashed a wicked grin at the two girls. Well then, let's get wild. 2 hours had passed before the three of them were too exhausted to continue training. Hinata sat slumped down against a tree, Temari supported herself on her fan, and Naruto just panted heavily. Hehe. Naruto let out and grinned. Looks like that's it for today's training, any? Geez, Temari panted, not only having us attack you but defend against your attacks a million times as well. It really takes its toll in the end. Naruto stumbled over to the tree Hinata was sitting against and sat down beside her. Try using as much chakra as possible in an instant for an attack. I'm supposed to have a lot of chakra, but even I can't do something like that for over 2 hours. We did our best. Any, Naruto-kun? Hinata asked as she shyly looked at Naruto from the corners of her eyes. Naruto nodded. Yeah. Both you and Temari were amazing. If you two were able to last another minute, I would have been down for the count. Ehehe. Temari walked over Hinata and Naruto and fell down next to him. Well, it doesn't really matter, but damn Naruto, your stamina is insane. Fighting two people and being able to last as long as both of them is just crazy. Ehehe, it's what Naruto said before his eyes closed and he fell against Hinata, his head resting on her shoulder. Nah, Naruto-kun. Temari tilted her head and stared at Naruto for a moment before letting out a sigh. That idiot, what does he think he's doing falling asleep all of a sudden, eh? Hinata blinked at Temari and stared at Naruto's face for a moment. Naruto-kun's asleep? I've been living with this idiot for almost 2 weeks now, Temari stated and hit Naruto multiple times on his head with just one finger. He's asleep all right. Geez, did he had to make us worry like that? He must be tired, any? After all, Naruto-kun did give everything he got during training, Hinata replied and looked at Temari. Well, this big idiot does have a point though, Temari said as she wrapped an arm around his waist, rested her head on his shoulder and looked at Hinata. We could use a bit of rest, wouldn't you say so, Hinata? Hinata's eyes darted to Temari's arm and then back to Temari's eyes, looking at her with slightly bigger eyes than before. Why yes, we should rest a bit. Wake me up when we're ready to go then, Temari said and closed her eyes. Hinata stared at Temari for another moment and then carefully rested her head against Naruto's. An hour later, Naruto's stomach grumbled loudly. /n, ZOMG, another time skip. I know people, I know sadly, there isn't any other way XD. Naruto slowly opened his eyes, blinked a couple of times and then his stomach grumbled again, completely wakening up the blonde shinobi. Naruto yawned and just when he was about to close his mouth again, a wind blew Hinata's hairs into his mouth. Aw, what the? Naruto let out as he spit Hinata's hairs out of his mouth and coughed a bit, bleg. He then momentarily stared at the blue hairs hanging in front of his eyes and carefully ran his hands through them. Naruto tilted his eyes upwards even though he didn't need to do that in order to tell that Hinata was resting her head against his. After tilting his eyes upwards, he turned them to his right and saw Temari's blonde locks. Now how did we end up like this? Oh well, I'd better wake them up. Let's see, probably Hinata first. After all, she's resting her head on mine, Naruto thought as he moved his eyes towards Hinata, but how am I going to wake her up? Out of nowhere, a little Jiraiya, with a red skin, tail and horns, popped up on Naruto's shoulder. Hey, Naruto! Look at those melons! Sink your teeth into them. This is the perfect way to wake her up. The little Jiraiya told Naruto and began to make some weird movements, and while you're at it don't forget to do things like this and that. Oh, and not mention that and that and that and that and definitely this. On Naruto's other shoulder, a little Ayame appeared with snow-white wings and a halo above her head. No, Naruto-kun. Don't listen to him. Wake her up with a kiss. Where the heck did you two come from? Naruto asked the two, whom sat on his shoulders. Some sort of fiery dimension? The little Jiraiya asked. A sweet little place filled with fluffy clouds? The little Ayame asked at the same time. Okay, what's up with the looks then? Naruto raised an eyebrow at them. I'm Angel Ayame. With my fluffy white wings, cute looks and absolute innocence, I spread love and fluff around the world. Angel Ayame cheerfully announced as she flew in a circle around Naruto's head and gracefully landed again on his shoulder. Let's just say that I'm a man that wants to see everyone happy as well. The mini Jiraiya stated and grinned widely, and or you can call me Advocate Jiraiya. Naruto exchanged looks with the two little beings. Right now, Naruto, I know you. You know me, we both know that you'd like to make those two girls happy, Advocate Jiraiya stated as he leaned with one hand against Naruto's neck, and I've got a jutsu here, it's guaranteed to provide happiness for Temari, Hinata and even for you. No, Naruto-kun. Don't listen to him. He'll get you into trouble. Angel Ayame flew in front of Naruto's face and gave Naruto the cutest puppy dog eyes ever. Please listen to me, I promise I won't get you into any trouble, ga. Advocate Jiraiya let out and walked towards the edge of Naruto's shoulder. Puppy dog eyes, the devil's bane, I can't beat that. Just realized that you missed a damned good chance here. Kiddo okay, so what do I do now, Ayame-chan? Naruto raised an eyebrow at the smiling little Ayame. Wake her up with a kiss. Angel Ayame said cheerfully. Where am I supposed to kiss her when I'm in this position? Naruto pointed out the fact that Hinata's head was resting on his and that Temari was cuddled up against him. Neck? Cheek? Lips? Nose? Forehead? Anywhere is fine with me as long as it's above her chest. Angel Ayame said cheerfully. I guess so. Well then, Naruto, as he carefully moved his left arm so that he could properly move it, let's see if this works then. Naruto carefully moved his head and sat straight up, Hinata's head softly landing on his shoulder. In a clumsy manner, Naruto slightly tilted Hinata's head back and moved his lips towards hers. Kiss, 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 kiss. Angel Ayame chanted. Naruto stopped and turned his head back around, giving Angel Ayame a glance as she looked innocently back at him. What? Naruto turned back around, gulped and tried to kiss Hinata again. Kiss, 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 Key Angel Ayame chanted once again. Gah! Will you quit that? Naruto turned back to the little Ayame once again. Sorry, Angel Ayame pouted and looked to her feet. It's all right, but if I hear one more kiss chant, I am going to kiss Hinata somewhere inappropriate. Naruto turned back around and almost instantly there was another chant, kiss. 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 Naruto glared towards his shoulder, not from you. Damn it all, Advocate Jiraiya let out and popped off again. Naruto sighed and glanced at Angel Ayame, who was staring intently at Hinata. Shouldn't you disappear as well? And miss this? Heavens, no! Angel Ayame kept staring past Naruto's cheek and at Hinata. Naruto shook his head and leaned back towards Hinata's face. He gave her a tender, feather-light kiss on her lips and whispered, "Hinata, wake up." It didn't work. Naruto noted as Hinata was as sound asleep as she was before. No, no. Wait. This never fails. Angel Ayame flew in front of Hinata's face. Just give it a bit of time. 3, 2, 1. Hinata slowly opened her eyes and stared at Naruto. Naruto-kun? Tee-hee. See. Told you it would work. Angel Ayame said cheerfully and flew away from Hinata. Well, then my work here is done. Have fun, Naruto-kun. Naruto watched Angel Ayame fly away and disappear in a bright light from the corners of his eyes. Naruto-kun? Naruto turned his eyes back to Hinata and noticed that her entire face was burning with a crimson-red shade. Sorry, Hinata. Naruto smiled at Hinata. I didn't really know another way to carefully wake you up. Hinata quickly moved a bit away from Naruto and panted a bit. Well, what do you mean with teach that, Naruto-kun? Ehehe. Naruto sheepishly grinned at her. If you don't know, then let's keep it that way for now. Don't worry, it wasn't all that much. Hinata scooted a little bit closer towards Naruto again. I'm sorry that I fell asleep against you. Naruto gave Hinata a wide smile. It's all right. I'm kind of used to having people fall asleep against me. Naruto motioned with his head towards Temari, who was still sound asleep and lying against Naruto's arm, that mainly being Temari pretty much every night ever since she came to Konoha. I see. Hinata smiled softly. I don't really know what you think of her, Hinata, but I like having Temari around. She's really a good and nice person. Naruto smiled, then turned towards Temari and then nodded in a know-it-all fashion. However, this nice person is quite annoying when you need to wake her up. Really? Hinata asked as she looked at Temari as well. Naruto nodded again. Every time I want to get out of bed and eat, Temari always forces me to stay in bed because she doesn't want to get up yet. Naruto-kun, Temari-san told me I should wake her up when you woke up, so Hinata said as she fidgeted with her fingers. I see. Then, let's wake her up. Naruto smiled at Hinata. Actually, could you let her sleep for a bit more? Hinata asked as she looked away from Naruto. Why? I'm hungry, so I want to head back and eat lunch. Naruto gave Hinata a questioning look. We can't just leave her here. And no, it's just that Hinata gulped, stared at her lap and softly whispered, I want to ask you something. Naruto-kun, to ask me? Well, what is it? Naruto slightly tilted his head. Could why you? Hinata gulped. Come over to my place tomorrow? Naruto pondered for a moment. I wonder what this is about all of a sudden. Sure. I guess I have more than enough free time tomorrow. Naruto smiled at Hinata, who smiled warmly back at him. Naruto-kun? Hinata blushed after a short moment of silence, in which Naruto mostly just looked at her. Shouldn't we wake Temari-san up? Yeah. Ihihi. Naruto grinned sheepishly and rubbed the back of his head. Let's get to it then. Naruto reached out for Temari's fan and carefully took it away from her. Hinata, could you hold on to this for a few moments? Sure. Hinata took Temari's fan into her arms and managed to move it, with some minor effort, away from Naruto and Temari. Alright then. Naruto cracked his knuckles and took a deep breath. Temari! Wake up! Naruto yelled as loud as possible. Almost instantly, Temari's hand shot to her back and within the blink of an eye her hand landed on top of Naruto's head. Naruto, where's my fan? Temari asked as she slightly opened her eyes. Ihihi. Naruto sheepishly grinned at the wind mistress. Good morning, Temari. Temari yawned. I think it's afternoon. What makes you say that? Naruto asked, and just then his stomach loudly grumbled. Well, there's that. Temari poked Naruto's stomach, and the fact that I'm hungry as well. Ehehe. I see. Naruto grinned sheepishly and rubbed the back of his head. Temari sat up and looked at Hinata. Can I have my fan back now? Why, you aren't going to hit Naruto-kun with it, right? Hinata asked as she moved back ever so slightly. Temari grinned and leered at Naruto. Who knows, don't worry, I was just going to hit him for the way he woke me up. She then looked at Hinata again, whose eyes were slightly narrowed at Temari. It's just something I automatically do when my brothers, or rather brother because Gaara is smart enough not to do that, wakes me up like that. So that's how it is. Hinata's eyes softened again. Really, couldn't you have come up with a better way to wake me up, Naruto? Temari raised an eyebrow at Naruto before standing up and stretching out. Not really. Naruto rubbed the back of his head as he stood up as well. Temari let out as she took her fan from Hinata and strapped it back onto her back. I could name a few ways. What is she getting at? Naruto sheepishly grinned as Temari leered at him. Anyway, time to get lunch. Yeah, and because you woke me up like that, I think it's only fair that you're the one who should get us lunch, Temari said as she hit Naruto's forehead with her index and middle finger. Naruto let out. What am I supposed to get then? Anything but instant cup ramen. Temari replied and firmly nodded. What? Why can't I get instant cup ramen? Because I want. Temari started but was cut off by Hinata. Sorry for interrupting, but I can't stay for lunch, Why not, Hinata? Naruto threw a questioning look at the Hyuga heiress. Hinata smiled softly at Naruto as she picked her jacket up from the ground. I'm having lunch with my father, so too bad. Naruto replied and then nodded. Well, you better get going then, Hinata. Your dad can be scary and you might already be late. I'll see you tomorrow then, Naruto-kun. Hinata quickly said and ran off. Tomorrow? Temari repeated and raised an eyebrow at Naruto. Naruto sheepishly grinned. Ehehe. It's nothing, really. Either way, it's up to you to get us something other than instant cup ramen. Temari placed her hands on her hips and looked straight into Naruto's eyes. Today we're going to try to eat as little as ramen as possible. Naruto frowned. Something tells me you don't feel like ramen today. Feel like ramen? Temari repeated and gave Naruto a confused look. Yeah. Naruto raised a fist up and burned with the flames of youth. You have to feel like ramen in order to feel like actually having ramen. Naruto? Temari gently placed her hand on Naruto's head. Are you sure that the soft blow to your head I made with my hand instead of my fan didn't cause you any harm? Naruto sheepishly grinned and rubbed the back of head as his stomach grumbled again. Nope. I'm just a bit hungry, that's all. Temari smiled at him. Well then, you'd better get lunch for the two of us as soon as possible. Yeah, I'll manage to find something other than ramen. Naruto replied and stuck his hands into his pockets. A while later, Temari and Naruto were walking down the streets of Konoha again. "So did you dream anything?" Temari asked as she looked at Naruto. Naruto shook his head. "Not that I remember." "Why? Did you dream about something?" Temari smirked. "Yeah, it was somewhat of a weird dream, however, at the same time it was a nice dream, I guess." Naruto stared at Temari for a moment. "Then what was it about?" Temari slightly blushed and then grinned widely and slightly snickered. "Just something silly that you don't need to know about." "Anyway, tell me already, Mayhem?" Naruto let out as he tilted his head so that he could look over his shoulder. "Do you hear that too?" "Hear what?" Temari gave Naruto a questioning look as she turned around to face in the same direction as Naruto. "Something's coming," Naruto stated as he peered into the distance. "I don't," Temari stated and then instantly cut her sentence off as a large cloud of dust appeared on the horizon. Within mere seconds, the cloud of dust increased in size and something small and green could be seen at the center of it. "Springtime of youth," Lee announced when within normal hearing range. "Fuzzy eyebrows," Naruto let out. "He's going to collide with us," Temari let out as she tried to pull Naruto and herself off the street. However, Lee was by far faster than Temari and ran around the two blondes in a circle. "Ohio, Temari-san." "Naruto-kun." "Fuzzy eyebrows, why are you running around like that?" Naruto asked as the wind Lee's running created violently blew his hair in every direction possible. "I'm burning with Guy-sensei's springtime of youth," Lee exclaimed and his speed doubled. "How the hell can he burn with someone else's springtime of youth?" Naruto wondered out loud as Lee kept running in circles around them. "Lee! That's enough!" Guy yelled as he ran after Lee. "Fuzzy eyebrows sensei. What's wrong with Lee?" Naruto asked as the two green-clad men kept running in a circle. Guy took one large step out of the circle and towards Naruto and Temari. "Greetings, youthful ones." As you can see, Lee is burning with even more youthful passion than ever before. "Oh, what gave it away?" Temari asked as she placed a hand on her hip. "The fact that he has run a million circles around us while screaming his lungs out?" "You see, the thing is, Lee wasn't really all that energetic this morning, so I decided to give him my special energy drink," Guy explained and then put on a scared face. "After the first can, Lee ran into my storage room and drank 6 cans of it all at once." "What the hell did you put in those drinks?" Temari raised an eyebrow at Guy. "Well," Guy started counting on his fingers: an egg, 2 baskets of apples, 3 watermelons, 5 bananas, a dozen oranges, and 2 bags of sugar along with a secret youthful ingredient. "Ahahaha," Naruto let out as he stepped towards the center of the circle, which was as far away from Lee as he could get. "Somehow I don't think I'll survive this. Don't worry, young ones." Guy struck his nice guy pose and his teeth sparkled in the light of the sun. "I'll stop my adorable student Lee." "How are you going to?" Naruto started but instantly got cut off by Guy, who jumped back into the cloud of dust as he yelled, "I'm going to stop him with even greater youthfulness." "We're done for," Naruto thought as Guy started to chase after Lee again. "Lee! I'll show you my power of youth. I won't be defeated by you that easily," Guy exclaimed. As expected from Guy-sensei. "However, I won't be defeated by Guy-sensei that easily either," Lee exclaimed. "First gate, open. Then I too shall get serious, my student." Guy exclaimed. "First gate, open." Naruto threw his arms in front of his face to shield his eyes from the wind and dust Lee and Guy created. "Damn, who said fuzzy eyebrows couldn't do ninjutsu? This is definitely a wind jutsu." Speaking of wind, Naruto muttered and turned around. "Temari, Are you? Temari used all of her strength to keep Naruto's jacket from flying upward. Yeah, I'm fine. Why aren't you shielding your eyes? Because I prefer to hide what I'm hiding right now underneath your jacket. Eh? Naruto let out, and a moment later, his eyes turned wide and blank and blood rushed to his face. Ah. I totally forgot about that. Naruto rushed over towards Temari as fast as possible and tightly hugged her. Don't worry. I'll make sure that nothing happens. Temari blushed and hugged Naruto as well. Got an idea to get us out of here without using chakra? My chakra reserves are still quite low right now. Lee exclaimed as he kept going in a circle around Temari and Naruto. We can try to jump away, Naruto suggested. Wait a moment. Guy exclaimed and instantly turned around. Lee. You big idiot. Guy punched Lee in the face and Lee stumbled back. Why are we wasting your youthful energy chasing each other endlessly? You should use this energy to train hard, my young student. Guy-sensei. You're right. Lee jumped up and started running on spot. To the training fields. Guy pointed dramatically towards the horizon. Asu. Lee exclaimed and ran away, Guy following closely behind. They left. Naruto let out a sigh as he looked over his shoulder at Lee and Guy running off into the distance. Naruto. Temari blushed as she looked at Naruto. Naruto looked up and stared into Temari's eyes, blushing as he realized he was hugging her in the middle of the street. I think you should get us lunch now. Temari sheepishly grinned as both their stomachs grumbled. Naruto released Temari from his hug and rubbed the back of his head. Yeah, I think I should get us lunch too. I'll be waiting for you at your place. Temari hastily said and quickly ran off. Naruto followed her with his eyes for a moment and then looked back in front of him. Great, now where do I get something that might come a little bit close to rivaling ramen in taste? After 5 minutes of aimlessly wandering around Konoha, Naruto formed somewhat of a plan. Alright, I've just got to find Chuji and ask him what I could get for lunch. Naruto stated and started to jog towards Chuji's place. However, his trip almost instantly came to an end when a snake wrapped itself around Naruto's neck and pulled him into an alley. Hi there. Anko smiled at Naruto and gave him a kiss on his lips. Anko-sensei, can this wait, please? I'm hungry and kind of in a rush to get something to eat, Naruto stated as he frowned upon seeing Anko's face. Really, why does she have to do this kind of thing right now? Anko slightly pouted. Love doesn't wait, Naru-chan. That's why I'm saying that you should let me go and eat my lunch right now so you can have fun teasing me later, Naruto said as he turned around and tried to walk away. However, Anko didn't let him go that easily and pulled him right back into her arms, her chest slightly pressing against his back. Sorry, Naru-chan, that just won't do. My playtime starts right now, Anko whispered into his ear before giving Naruto a kiss on his cheek. I thought you said you were going to be serious from now on. Naruto looked at Anko from the corners of his eyes. I am, however. What fun would it be without playing a game every now and then, And I'm going to enjoy this game a lot, Anko replied and lapped his cheek. What are you talking about? Naruto asked with slightly wide eyes. I don't like the sound of this kunoichi hijitsu, Anko whispered in Naruto's ear as she traced with her fingertips over his chest and towards his stomach. Whether it was because the way she said those or because of what she was doing that caused a lot of blood to rush to Naruto's face, Naruto didn't know. However, what he did know was that he was probably going to take longer to get lunch for him and Temari than he expected. Dance of the Snake, Anko hissed in his ear and made her hand fall flat on Naruto's stomach. What did you do to me? Naruto hesitantly asked the purple-headed kunoichi. I'll show you, Anko smirked as she pulled Naruto's t-shirt up. Naruto's eyes went wide from shock and he slightly shivered. That is. A small snake stuck his head out of Naruto's pants and flicked his tongue out a couple of times before crawling back into Naruto's pants. A snake, and not just any snake. Anko's smirk widened. Due to this jutsu, this snake can only be removed by a woman, so whatever you try, you won't be able to get it out of there by yourself. Get it out of my pants. Naruto yelled at Anko. Anko kissed Naruto on his lips and winked at him. All right, but the snake won't be the only thing I take away from you, then that's blackmail. Naruto pointed at Anko. I guess so. Anko smirked at him. It's also some very nice entertainment for me. After all, if you're not going to let me take it out of your pants, then what girl or woman will? I'll find someone. I'm not going to let you blackmail me into things. Naruto yelled and started to run away. Don't run too much, she might bite you. Anko yelled at him as Naruto ran as fast possible. Hee, this will be a lot of fun. Damn it, what do I do? There's a freaking snake in my pants. Naruto thought as he tried to find a girl or woman he knew that would be kind and brave enough to help him. Oh man, I can feel it slide in my boxers. Naruto then saw Ichiraku's ramen stand pop up and an idea popped into his head. Ayame-chan. Please be there. Naruto dashed into the ramen stand and called out, Ayame-chan. I need your help and I need it fast. Ayame turned around and blinked at Naruto. Naruto-kun? What's wrong? There's a snake in my pants and I need your help to get rid of it. Naruto let out in a single breath. What? Ayame let out. Ichiraku-san turned around and had an evil sparkle in his eyes as he glared at Naruto. Naruto, did you just ask my daughter to take care of a certain snake in your pants? Naruto slightly gasped and stared at Ayame, who stared back into his eyes. He then sheepishly grinned and rubbed the back of his head. Sorry, Ayame-chan. I shouldn't ask you to such dangerous things. However, you were pretty much the first person I thought of. Ayame just silently stared at Naruto with wide eyes until Naruto ran off again. I'll find someone else that can help me. What was that all about? Ayame muttered and blinked as she stared at the spot Naruto was previously standing. Damn it, who else can I ask? Naruto wondered as he ran as fast as possible through the streets of Konoha. He shivered as he felt the snake crawl through his boxers again. Damn it, don't even think of biting me, you snake bastard. After running around for a while, Naruto came across the Yamanaka flower shop and he stopped at the entrance. Could Ino help me? I've got to try. Naruto thought and quickly entered the shop. Ino, who sat behind the counter, tilted her head up and looked at Naruto. Naruto? What are you doing here? Naruto took a few big steps to reach the counter. I kind of need your help. Oh? You're buying flowers for someone? Ino smirked at Naruto. Who's the lucky girl? And no. That isn't it. I need your help with something else. Naruto quickly let out as he stared at Ino with wide eyes. Ino lifted her head up and blinked at Naruto. What is it then? Anko-sensei put a snake in my pants and she said only a woman could take it out of my pants. Please, Ino. You've got to help me. A snake? Ino repeated in disbelief. In your pants? Naruto nodded. Anko-sensei decided it would be a fun thing to do. Will you please help me? Ino stared into Naruto's eyes for a moment and then nodded. All right, I'll help you out. Naruto grinned widely at her. Thanks a lot, Ino. It's all right. Consider it a favor for saving me and Sakura yesterday from those perverts. Ino moved around the counter until she stood in front of Naruto and stared at his pants. A snake is really in there. Must be kind of scary for you. Naruto sheepishly grinned. You have no idea how much it scares me right now. That thing is in my boxers and WELW. Wait. Ino blushed crimson. it's in your boxers. As in literally inside them. Naruto nodded and sheepishly grinned, yeah. Anko-sensei has some wicked humor, doesn't she? Waya Ino managed to bring out as she slowly moved her shaking hand towards Naruto's pants. When her hand was an inch away from Naruto's pants, Ino bit her lip and stopped her hand from moving onward. I can't. I'm sorry, Naruto, eh? Naruto let out, why can't you do it? Because Ino blushed crimson. What if Nimur-kun walks into the store and found me with my hands in your pantsy hee. Don't worry about that. Naruto sheepishly grinned at her, unsure he won't come into the store right now. Even so, Ino let out as she pulled her hand back. Ino, please. I promise I'll explain everything to him if he does walk in. Naruto let out as he placed his hands on Ino's shoulders. And no, it still isn't right. Ino replied and looked away from Naruto. Then how about I henge into him and tell him I deceived you if he walks in? Naruto desperately tried to convince Ino to help him. No. You don't get it at all, do you? Ino let out as she glared at Naruto. How would you feel if you knew that the girl you like put her hands in another guy's boxers? Naruto smiled softly at Ino. I'm sorry, Ino. I probably shouldn't have asked you. I'll let Nimur know that you really love him a lot. You're really a good person, Ino. Naruto? Ino let out as Naruto walked off. Naruto. I'm sorry I can't help you. It's all right. Naruto smiled at her. I know you wanted to help me if you could. And I would've if Nimur-kun wasn't Ino let out and stared at her feet. I know this might not really be the right time to ask, but could you come by again tonight or tomorrow night? Naruto stopped, looked over his shoulder and blinked at her. Me? I think I can, thanks. There are some things I'd like to talk to you about. Ino smiled at Naruto. Now hurry up and go. I'll hate myself if I hear from Sakura that the snake bit you not too long after leaving this place. Naruto grinned widely at her. Don't worry, I won't blame you even if that did happen. Naruto then felt the snake moved around again and his eyes grew wide, though I really want to get this thing out of my pants as soon as possible. See you tonight or something, Ino. Ino smiled warmly at Naruto as he rushed out of the flower shop. Damn it, maybe I should henge into Nimur and then ask one of the girls. Then again, there aren't a whole lot of options of who I could ask to help me out, Naruto thought as he ran through the streets of Konoha again. However, the longer I'm taking, the bigger the chance is that damned snake will bite me or something. Naruto looked around him, trying to find someone he knew that could help him get rid of the reptile that crawled in his boxers. Suddenly, he noticed someone running beside him and looking around just as he did. Hinata! Naruto let out, drawing the attention of the girl running beside him. What are you doing here? Naruto-kun! Hinata slightly jumped when Naruto suddenly called out her name. My father sent me out to get lunch for us, so never mind that. I need your help, Hinata. Naruto let out and pulled Hinata into a nearby alley. Yeah? Hinata let out as Naruto stopped pulling her. Hinata, please, I really need your help. Naruto repeated as he straightened up, though I'm beginning to wonder if you can. I'll definitely help you, Naruto-kun. Hinata said, full of confidence. Please tell me what it is that you need my help with. And there's a snake in my pants and only a girl can take it out. It's a jutsu of Anko-sensei. Naruto sheepishly grinned and rubbed the back of his head. Well, that's partly a lie. The snake crawled its way up into my boxers, so Hinata blankly stared at Naruto, her face crimson red. A snake in Naruto-kun's beat. That's why I said that I'm wondering whether you could do it or not. Naruto sheepishly grinned at Hinata. It's alright if you can't. I could handle the snake, BB, but Hinata let out and stared with a crimson-red face at Naruto's pants, before softly whispering, I'm more worried about something else, eh? Naruto let out and blinked at Hinata, Hi Hinata, sorry. See, can't you use your Byakugan or something to see exactly where the snake is? But then I'd also see. Hinata looked into Naruto's eyes for half a second before staring at her feet. I guess this is going to be harder than I thought. Naruto crossed his arms in front of him and pondered, either way I'm sorry I asked you, Hinata. I should have thought it over a bit more. I really want to help you, Naruto-kun, but Hinata looked with slightly sad eyes at Naruto. Naruto smiled and spontaneously hugged the Hyuga heiress. It's alright, Hinata. I guess it's asking way too much of you to help me in this case. Don't worry, I'll find another girl or woman that can help me out. I appreciate the fact you wanted to help me out though, Hinata. Naruto said as he stepped away from Hinata, and then he ran out of the alley. I'll see you tomorrow, Hinata. Thanks again. Eh? Hinata let out as she stared after Naruto. Did Naruto-kun just say he'll find another girl to grab a snake out of his boxers? Nah, Naruto-kun. Please, wait. I'll help you out. Hinata called out. However, Naruto was long gone and searching for the next person that might be able to help him out. Damn it, isn't there someone to help me out? Naruto thought, and he kept on running and running as the snake freely crawled around in his boxers. At the horizon, the Hokage's tower popped up and Naruto got an idea. Wait, that person should definitely be able to help me. So, your mission is to Tsunade said when all of a sudden her office door bursted open. Tsunade Abakin. Naruto? What is it? I'm in a mission briefing, Tsunade replied and raised an eyebrow at the young blonde. You've got to help me. You see, there's a snake in my pants and... Naruto said and was interrupted by the person standing next to him. I knew it. Naruto turned his head around and stared at the black-haired boy, who had an eager look on his face. Why you? Naruto pointed at the boy with the eager and happy face. I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! Sai exclaimed as he hopped around Naruto like a bunny. I knew. You're that perverted bastard. Naruto yelled at the top of his lungs. Sai took out his pencil and paper. I'm going to draw it this time for sure. Wah! Get away from me, you freak! Naruto yelled as he ran out of the Hokage office. What in the world was that all about? Tsunade muttered as she blinked at the exit of her office. Damn it! What was that guy doing over there? Naruto thought as he looked over his shoulder at the hall that led to Tsunade's office. Naruto-kun, watch out! Naruto heard just a second before he bumped into someone and fell on the ground. Are you all right? What's the rush? Naruto looked up at Shizune, who extended her hand to help Naruto up. Naruto helped himself up and took a few deep breaths before rushing with an explanation for Shizune. There's this perverted bastard in Tsunade Abakin's office, so I couldn't ask her to help. I've tried to ask some other women too, but they couldn't help me either. Anko-sensei put a snake in my pants and told me that a woman can only take care of it and get it out of my hands. Shizune-chan, you're my last hope. Please, help me. Hey-ai. Shizune let out as she was slightly taken aback by Naruto's statement. /n, not too sure whether or not Shizune says a sort of extended version of hi or not, but it's the number one thing that I thought of that came closest to it XD. Naruto grabbed Shizune's hand and pledged her again. Please, Shizune-chan. Alright, I'll help you. Shizune slightly blushed. But not here, you understand that, right? Naruto nodded, of course. Let's find a better place then. Lead the way, Shizun-nichan. I'll alright, Shizun said and lead the way for Naruto. A few minutes later, Naruto and Shizun stood in a storage room and Shizun nervously looked around. This place is fine, right? Shizun asked as she made sure the door was shut. Naruto nodded. No one can see you. Help me in here, I guess. Shizun blushed and pulled Naruto slightly more into the darkness of the storage room. Are you really fine with me doing this, Naruto? There is no other way, is there? Naruto asked with a stern look on his face. No, not really, I guess. Shizun let out as she blushed brighter. Shizun sat down on her knees and unzipped the zipper of Naruto's pants as Shizun-nichan? You don't have to sit down on your knees. What? Shizun let out as she looked up at Naruto. Well, I mean, isn't it kind of like degrading you? I thought you'd help me while standing and such. I don't really like seeing you like this. Naruto sheepishly grinned and rubbed the back of his head. So could you please help me while standing? Hi. Shizun let out as her head went crimson. SSSHT. They might find us like this if you're too loud, Naruto shushed her, not to mention that would be pretty bad. Well, if you really want it like that, I will gladly do it. Shizun said as she stood up. Sure, Shizun-nichan? Naruto hesitantly managed to bring out, why does it sound like she's taking clothing off or something? Nah, Naruto-kun, I think it's the same for you as for me. This is the first time I'm doing this. So please, Shizun said and motioned her hand over towards Naruto. Be gentle, like hell he will. Anko yelled at the top of her lungs as she braked through the door and dropkicked Shizun in her face, sending her to the other side of the storage room. Why are you here all of a sudden? Naruto let out as Anko wrapped snakes around his body, binding his arms against his torso. Naru-chan is mine. You can share him with me once I'm done with him first. Anko told Shizun and blew her a kiss. By now. No. My possible salvation. Naruto cried as Anko dragged him out of the storage room. No. My possible first time. Shizun cried from the darkest corner of the storage room. And now, to distract all you perverts from the defenseless and naked virgin named Shizun, here's an update on how things are going with everyone's favorite puppeteer. Everybody dance now. The speakers let out and Kankuro and his puppets jumped up on the living room table. Still no siblings around. Kankuro let out as he and his puppets danced on the table. Still no siblings around. Shake that ass, sexy. One of Kankuro's two honeys cheered as she and Kankuro's other honey cheerfully clapped on the beat of the music. Kankuro jumped around and did as his honey told him. However, I wonder what the heck is taking them so long. Oh well, everybody dance now. Kankuro echoed the speakers and used his puppets to pull his honeys on the table as well. Meanwhile, Anko had dragged Naruto into another storage room and she had made sure that no one had seen them go into it. You like torturing me, don't you? Naruto asked as he glared at Anko. That's my line. What's up with giving in to Shizun that easily and refusing me a million times? Anko slightly pouted as she released Naruto from her snakes. Shizun-nichan would have just gotten rid of the snake and not do anything else unlike you, Sensei, Naruto replied as he kept glaring at Anko. She was going to take your virginity. Anko pouted even more. No, she was just getting rid of the snake you put in my pants. Naruto replied and crossed his arms. She was naked. Anko slightly raised her voice in an angry tone. And no, she wasn't, Naruto denied. Naru-chan, she was even more naked than I was back when I tutored you. Anko placed a hand on her hip and smirked at Naruto. Shizune-chan wouldn't, would she? She otherwise seemed very ready to do so. Anko smirked at Naruto. Even so, the snake would have. Anko bent forward, smirked and looked into Naruto's eyes. There was no snake. It was a genjutsu. Wow, what did you say? Naruto blinked at Anko and gasped. Well, I figured that every girl and woman you know would refuse to help you and that you'd come begging back to me, so Anko said, and Naruto suddenly jumped on top of her, grabbing her around the collar of her coat. Are you telling me I nearly made Ino and Hinata put their hands down my pants for an illusion? Naruto nearly yelled, and Anko snickered. Well, at least they really thought you were talking about a snake. Shizune, on the other hand, Anko smirked and licked her lips. You have one twisted way of trying to win me over, you know that? Naruto sighed. Anko threw Naruto down on the floor, straddled him and bent over to his face. Then define the meaning of love for me, Naru-chan. What do you mean with that? Naruto asked as Anko kissed his cheek. What do you think love means? What do you think loving someone means? Anko asked and lapped Naruto's cheek. Well, that, Naruto said as he slightly shivered. I'll tell you what I think most of that means, Anko whispered into Naruto's ear before softly nibbling on it for a moment. Loving someone is caring more than you could have imagined you ever would for a single person. Anko kissed Naruto's neck. It's desiring to be with that person more than anyone else, that's true, but Naruto replied as Anko pulled the two of them slightly up. Passion, jealousy, feeling the need to protect that one person, lust. I think those words and a lot of others could describe love, right, Naru-chan? Anko asked, and before Naruto could even reply, Anko momentarily kissed him. Anko then stared into Naruto's eyes. I know you don't love me, Naruto, but I do love you and want you more than anything in the world right now. You sure you don't want me just for my virginity or your needs? Naruto asked. Damn it, I'm starting to doubt whether or not she really loves me. Well, Anko smirked at Naruto. You could say that I want my other desires fulfilled by you as well. Let's just see if you desire to fulfill them. Anko-san. Naruto was silenced by a passionate kiss from Anko, and she gently pushed the two of them back on the ground. God damn her, Naruto thought as he wrapped his arms around her and returned the kiss. When Anko finally broke the kiss, she smirked at Naruto. Maybe I should finish what Shizune started. As she moved up from Naruto, he grabbed her by her shoulder and stopped her. Anko-sensei, Temari is waiting for me to come back home with lunch and I still don't really trust your motivation, so Anko sighed. Alright, but I do want you to do one thing for me then. What the? She gave up this fast? Naruto wondered as he lifted himself up from the ground. What is it? Anko smiled, got off Naruto and placed his back against the wall as Naruto looked questioningly at her. She then sat down on the ground, cuddled up against Naruto and rested her head on Naruto's chest. Cuddle and caress me for a bit. Anko smiled at Naruto before quickly stealing a kiss from his lips. Naruto sighed. Sometimes you're really weird. You know, Anko giggled a bit as Naruto cuddled her, and then her face turned a bit more serious. Naru-chan, slide your hands underneath my shirt. Naruto blinked at her. Why? Isn't this good enough for you or something? Anko smiled softly. No, that's not it. HM? Naruto let out as Anko rubbed her cheek against his chest. If you're going to get a girlfriend other than me and you're too scared to touch her bare skin while cuddling her, well, let's just say that I'd feel bad for the girl. It's not like I'm scared of doing that, Naruto replied. Geez, I've done stuff like this so often by now that I'm not even blushing anymore. Have to thank Temari for that. I guess you have two options, either I get naked and force you to touch me or you can do it out of your own free will. Anko smirked at Naruto and gave him another kiss. Which one do you choose? Alright, I get it. Naruto slid his hands underneath Anko's shirt and caressed her. Anko softly moaned and traced with her fingertips over Naruto's chest. just like that I should make you do this more often. And Manko-sensei. Naruto gulped and slightly blushed. I know I'm going to regret this. I know I'm going to regret this. I know I'm going to regret this. What is it? Anko blinked at Naruto. Naruto momentarily paused and closed his eyes. Would you like to kiss me right now? Anko gave Naruto a kiss on his lips, like this. And no, I meant the other way of kissing. Naruto replied. Why am I doing this? Anko sat up and stared at Naruto for half a minute before feeling his forehead with the back of her hand. You're sick, aren't you? No, I'm not sick. Naruto breathed deeply in and out. I just feel the need to kiss you a lot, I guess. Anko stared in disbelief at Naruto for a moment before passionately kissing him, forcing her tongue into his mouth. After several short breathing intervals, Anko stopped kissing Naruto and slightly panted. Like that then? Naruto sheepishly grinned at her. Yeah, that should do it. Sensei? Can I go now? I don't want to keep Temari waiting much longer, and I also. Anko placed a finger on his lips. I'll let you go soon, Naru-chan. However, I want to cuddle you a bit before letting you go. So close your eyes for a moment. Close my eyes? Why? Naruto gave Anko a suspicious look. Just do it if you want to head back to Temari soon, Anko replied and gave Naruto another kiss. I don't really like the idea of closing my eyes, but Naruto replied before closing his eyes. A few seconds later, Naruto felt his face being warmed up as Anko ran her fingers through his hair and over his back. This somewhat feels nice indeed, Naruto said with a smile on his face. Just stay like that then for a while, Anko replied as she traced with her fingers over Naruto's cheek. Something's weird though. What is it then? Anko asked with a slight smirk on her face. This feels extremely soft, and I think I've felt something like this before, Naruto replied as he moved his hand up to where his head was in order to feel where exactly he was lying against. Oh. I didn't know you had felt a woman's bare chest already. Anko stated as she continued caressing Naruto. The next moment existed of a total of 5 seconds. 3 seconds of absolute silence, 1 second of Naruto's eyes shooting wide open, and in the last second blood spew out of Naruto's nostrils. Geez, what was she thinking? That Anko-sensei, Naruto muttered to himself as he walked over the streets of Konoha, 2 small paper tissues stuffed in his nose. Well, at least she partly made up for it by buying a lot of dango for me and Temari. I guess she has her good sides as well. Well, I better hurry up, Naruto told himself and started to run back home. Then again, should I really trust this food? Naruto stared at the bag he was holding in his hand for a moment. Well, I don't know a lot about food. Maybe I should ask someone to check it, but who knows a whole lot about food? And of course, Chuji! Naruto exclaimed and got quite a few odd looks from the villagers around him. Maybe I shouldn't exclaim things out of the blue. People will start to think I'm crazy or worse. Fuzzy eyebrows. Naruto shivered and he quickly headed over to Chuji's place. A bit later, Naruto was in Chuji's backyard and he walked towards Chuji, who was sitting on the grass. I've been expecting you, Naruto, Chuji said as he stared at the plants in his backyard. Chuji, I think I need your help with something, Naruto replied as he looked at the bag in his hands. Yes, I've sensed a disturbance in the food ever since you walked into my house, Chuji said as he stood up. I thought you were a man of ramen, Naruto. I am. However, Temari didn't want us to eat ramen today, so she sent me out to get us something else for lunch. And Naruto looked at the bag in his hands again. Anko-sensei gave me. Tell me, Naruto. Chuji interrupted Naruto and turned around to face him. Have they tried to persuade you to join the Dango side? How did you know that? Naruto started, and before he could finish his question, Chuji interrupted him again. I sense that the ramen side of the food is still strong with you, Naruto. However, I also feel the dango side. Yeah, but it's not really like I have a choice since Temari wants something other than ramen and Anko-sensei gave me dango, but I wanted to know if I don't know they were drugged or something? Naruto gave Chuji a questioning look. Chuji slowly stepped towards Naruto. Naruto, the food knows many sides of which the ramen and dango side are just two. I am a master of the food and I've managed to fully control every side of the food due to many years of training. Naruto blinked at Chuji. You ate something weird, didn't you, Chuji? As a matter of fact, I did, but that's not the point right now. Chuji said as he stepped around Naruto in a circle. The point is that I instruct you the danger of the dango side danger? Naruto repeated and raised an eyebrow at Chuji. The dango side holds many dangers, Naruto. One of them is sake. Another would be spilling tea all over you and giving you third-degree burns. Also, there could be a lot of dangerous things inside the dango, Chuji stated as he sat back down on the ground. Then, please check my dango in order to see if it's safe to eat it. I don't want to risk that Temari will eat something dangerous, Naruto stated truthfully. Naruto, show me your dango, Chuji commanded as he extended his hand towards Naruto. Naruto handed Chuji the dango and as he inspected it, Naruto sat down on the ground in front of him, and... Is it safe, Chuji? This Chuji stared at the dango for a moment and then ate an entire stick of dango in one bite. Well? Naruto asked, waiting in anticipation for Chuji's judgment. I'm not entirely sure. Chuji squinted at the bag and then took another stick of dango. We have to be sure. Naruto nodded and Chuji stared at the stick of dango again. Then no, there could still be something deep inside the dango. I have to check it again, Chuji said once he had swallowed an entire stick of dango again. Naruto stared at Chuji as he ate 2 more sticks of dango and the gears inside Naruto's head started to work. Wait a minute, these dango are perfectly fine, aren't they? Naruto dramatically pointed at Chuji, who had another stick in his mouth. Well, Chuji said as he chewed on some more dango, I would rather describe them as delicious instead of just fine. Damn it, Chuji! I don't have the time for this. Naruto yelled as he grabbed the bag out of Chuji's hands. Temari is going to kill me for taking so long to get us lunch. But at least you'll get some delicious dango. Chuji nodded wisely. Naruto opened his mouth, trying to say something to Chuji, but the words didn't come out and instead he just ran as fast as possible back to his own apartment. When Naruto finally was back at his apartment, everything was a bit darker than usual and there was nothing but silence. What the Naruto let out as he stepped through the hallway, I'm back. Naruto entered the living room and when he found no one there, he started to worry a bit. Temari? Gaara? You guys around? Hello, Naruto. Naruto slightly jumped up the instant he was greeted and turned around. Gaara! Damn it, I told you Naruto was cut off by a large sand hand that held him by his throat. Naruto, food where? Gaara asked as his eyes twitched. It's in the bag. Naruto quickly told Gaara and he was instantly released from the sand. Geez, what the hell is up with you? Temari commanded me, said no. Ramen told me I must wait for you with lunch. Took forever, no food since last night. Gaara twitched some more as he grabbed the bag out of Naruto's hands. Gaara? Where exactly is Temari right now? Naruto asked as Gaara eagerly began to devour the dango. Bathroom. Gaara said with a mouth full of dango. The bathroom? Naruto asked and Gaara nodded in reply, thus Naruto headed towards the bathroom. Temari? Are you in there? Naruto asked as he knocked on the bathroom door. I'm back with our lunch. Naruto heard some water running for a few seconds and then Temari opened the bathroom door. What took you so long? Temari asked nonchalantly. Nice to see you too, Temari. Naruto replied bluntly and stared blankly at Temari. Temari blinked at him, cocked her head and raised a single finger up in the air. Give me a second. Naruto let out and blinked as Temari headed back into the bathroom. The door closed for a second and the next second it opened again. Temari flew out of the bathroom and jumped on top of Naruto, wrapping her arms around his neck. Naruto! Where have you been? Temari asked as she rubbed her cheek against his. I'm starving. What did you get us for lunch? Temari, that isn't needed either. You know. Naruto sheepishly grinned at Temari. I know. Temari said as she looked into Naruto's eyes, but I was getting a bit worried that you might have passed out from not eating or something. What did you get us? Dango. Naruto nodded. I know it might not be the best thing in the world, but Temari gave Naruto a quick peck on his cheek, causing Naruto's cheeks to flare up. What was that for all of a sudden? I'm hungry. I asked you to get us something other than ramen and you did. Consider it a fun way of saying thank you. Temari winked at Naruto and playfully stuck her tongue out at him. Even so, Naruto sheepishly grinned at her and blushed a bit more. Temari kissed his other cheek. You're cute when you're embarrassed. Well? Where's the dango? If I wait much longer with having lunch, I'm going to eat you up. Don't say silly things like that. Temari. Naruto rubbed the back of his head, and Gaara is taking his share of our lunch as we speak. Temari's eyes grew wide and she stared at Naruto for a few seconds before jumping off him and rushing into the living room. Gaara! Is there any dango? Temari exclaimed as she barged into the living room, dramatically pointing at Gaara. Gatsuso-sama, Gaara said as he threw a stick in the bag before nimbly throwing the bag in a garbage can. Left? Temari let out and let her arms and head fall in defeat. Gaara looked at the garbage can and then at Temari. I don't think there is. So I've noticed. Temari sighed. They're all gone, eh? Naruto asked as he walked into the living room. It's all your fault. You didn't bring enough for all of us. Temari exclaimed as she shook Naruto back and forth. Go out and get me some dango again, Naruto. But Temari, I'm too hungry and you'd get hungrier too. Naruto replied when Temari stopped shaking him. Then make me some ramen and make it special. Temari replied and got up close to Naruto. Feed it to me. But why? I thought you said no ramen today? Also, why do I need to feed it to you? Naruto asked as he blinked at Temari. Feed it to me or I'll see to it that you definitely won't be getting any lunch today. Temari slightly glared at Naruto. Oh yeah? And how do you plan on doing that? Naruto asked and stuck his tongue out at Temari. Temari smirked at him and Naruto could have sworn there was a certain wicked look in Temari's eyes. I just had to ask, Naruto thought a few moments later as he was tied up again Temari's fan, which rested against the wall. I'm heading out. Looks like things in here will be too noisy for me to get some proper rest, Gaara stated and headed out of the living room. You'd better be back before dinner. Temari yelled as Gaara left. Yeah, Gaara's reply came faintly out of the hallway. The instant Temari heard the front door close, she turned her head towards Naruto and smirked. Well? Are you going to feed me now or what? Temari asked and her smirk widened. All right, Naruto replied. I'm starving too, you know. Then again Temari leered at Naruto and grinned. Maybe I should leave you tied up like that. I don't need to know how to get out of a situation when I'm tied up, Erosennin. Please, teach me something new, Erosennin, Naruto thought as he had an annoyed look on his face. Why didn't I learn how to get out of the situations like these? Naruto looked up towards Temari as she looked rather amused at Naruto. Do I want to know why you'd want to leave me tied up like this? Perhaps. Temari winked at Naruto and got up from her chair. Either way, I'm going to prepare the ramen. Wait. Naruto let out as he looked with wide eyes at Temari. you're going to leave me tied up like this? Temari stared at Naruto for a moment and then smiled at him. Yeah. Temari! Come on! Naruto cried out as Temari opened the cabinet containing all of Naruto's ramen. This isn't exactly comfortable, you know. And right now I'm too hungry to make it comfortable for you, Temari muttered as she placed the ramen cups in the microwave. Did you say something? Naruto asked as he tilted his head towards Temari. No, nothing at all, Temari replied as she sat down on top of the dinner table. So what shall we do after lunch? Naruto thought for a moment and then said, well, I've got to find that Lemur guy and tell him he needs to go to 10:10 this afternoon and visit you tonight. And what shall we do after you did that? Temari asked Naruto as she smirked at him. Naruto managed to bring out. Damn it, I have to think up an excuse to be gone all afternoon. I've got something to do that only I can take care of. Naruto blurted out and mentally smacked himself. Something to do? Temari asked as she stood up from the dinner table, and that would be exactly what? Naruto started to sweat as Temari placed her hand on her hip and gave him a questioning look. I can't tell you, it's a surprise. Temari smiled at him. A surprise? For who? I can't tell you. Naruto said as he looked away from Temari. I'm so screwed. And why can't you tell me? Temari asked with obvious amusement in her voice. Because Naruto replied and closed his eyes. Naruto, can you please tell me? Temari asked in an overly sweet voice as she walked up to Naruto. And no, I can't and I won't. Naruto replied, shouldn't you worry about our ramen? It's done in another minute. Temari smirked. You do realize I could hold you here all afternoon until you tell me, right? Temari, please, I really can't tell you. Naruto replied and let out a sigh. I know you'd better make it one hell of a surprise though, or I'll be disappointed. Temari winked at Naruto before she headed back to the microwave to get their ramen. Who said it was for you? Naruto muttered, thinking that Temari didn't hear him. Oh, it isn't? I'm not telling you. Naruto replied and stuck his tongue out at Temari. A few moments later, Temari stood back in front of Naruto with 2 cups of ramen in her hand and 2 pairs of chopsticks. Well, open wide then. Naruto let out as he stared in disbelief at Temari. You're going to feed me? Well, I either do that or risk that you might accidentally throw ramen on me due to being too hungry to properly hold the cup. Temari replied and winked at Naruto. I don't think I'd do that, but if you really want to be sure, be my guest and feed me. Naruto replied and blinked at Temari. Then itadakimasu. Temari said and smiled at Naruto. Itadakimasu. Naruto said and Temari started to feed him. Say, Naruto, Temari said as she took a bunch of noodles out of the cup ramen with her chopsticks. What is it? Naruto asked as he slightly tilted his head. Temari stared into Naruto's eyes and took a deep breath. Naruto let out as he stared back into Temari's eyes. No, it's nothing. Never mind, Temari sighed and fed Naruto with more ramen noodles. She really is acting kind of weird today, Naruto thought as he swallowed the noodles. Temari, if something is wrong, you can tell me. Temari faintly smiled at him. No, it's really nothing. I'm all right. Don't worry about me. All right then. As long as you know you can talk to me about anything, it's fine, I guess. Naruto nodded and then flashed Temari with that wide grin of his. I know. Now be quiet and eat your ramen. Temari smirked and held out the pair of chopsticks in front of her. Yes, ma'am," Naruto replied and opened his mouth wide. A while later, after both Temari and Naruto had their lunch, Naruto stood at the door, ready to head out. "Temari, are you?" Naruto got cut off instantly by Temari. "Fine. Hurry up and go already. The longer you waste your time like this, the longer it will take before you're back, right?" "Alright, are you really sure you're fine with staying here by yourself?" Naruto asked as he stared at Temari for a moment. Temari smiled and let out a sigh. "I'll entertain myself just fine. Might take a nap since I'm a bit tired. Well, I guess you could use some more rest after that training earlier today." Naruto nodded. "Don't make it sound like I'm some weakling." Temari slightly chuckled. "It's not that. I'm just a bit tired, that's all. Now go already or I'll turn old and gray before you finally leave." Naruto snickered. Alright. "See you in a while then, Temari." Naruto headed out and closed the door behind him. "Guess I might be back soon." "Oh well." Temari stared at the door Naruto just left through and let out a deep sigh before she laid down on Naruto's bed, staring at the ceiling. Naruto jumped from building to building. "Where should I change into Ymir? I can't risk being seen by anyone and I've almost been caught multiple times. Maybe I should just head over to Erosennin and change there." Naruto pondered a bit about that thought. Then again, do I really want to hear his annoying comments about me scoring with the ladies and whatnot? He looked around and grinned widely once he neared Tenten's apartment. Nope. Good old-fashioned method of using Henge no Jutsu in an alley will have to do. Naruto landed in an alley not too far away from Tenten's apartment complex and looked around. No matter how often I do this, it stays cool. I feel like some sort of superhero from a cool manga. When he found out no one suspicious was around, Naruto slapped his hands together in the seal that he needed to use in order to change Henge. Smoke instantly covered him and a few moments later it disappeared again, revealing his Ymir disguise. "Man, it's been a little while, but it looks like I've still got it." Just then, the clouds above Naruto let out a loud thunder, causing Naruto to slightly jump. Naruto looked up towards the sky, which rapidly grew darker. "Looks like it's going to rain. Guess that also means we're not going anywhere outside Tenten's house this time." It wasn't long before Naruto was inside the apartment complex and, to somewhat of his surprise, he found Tenten's apartment rather easily. "What the?" Naruto let out as he looked at the envelope taped against Tenten's door with the words "to Ymir-kun" on it. He took the envelope off the door and opened it, taking the letter inside it out of it. "Dear Ymir-kun." Naruto read out loud, "Since I'm not sure when you'll be coming over to my place, I'm leaving this letter behind to let you know where I am." "What? You're not even home right now?" Naruto said to himself before continuing to read the letter. "You see, Neji called me all of a sudden and asked me if I could come over. He told me it was urgent, so I decided I should go." Naruto raised an eyebrow as he continued reading. "Please come pick me up at Neji's place. I'm sure you know where to find it since it's the same place as where Hinata lives. Hope to see you soon. Much love, Tenten." Naruto put the letter in his pocket and sighed. "Neji, huh? Somehow, I think this isn't going to be such a great afternoon." A few moments later, Naruto was dashing over the roofs of Konoha again, a drizzle falling down on the village from the sky. Should I really hurry like this? Naruto wondered as he jumped again. It's not like she's expecting me anytime soon, right? Then why do I have the feeling I should get there as fast as possible? Naruto gritted his teeth as he slightly increased his speed. The drizzle slowly turned into a downpour and most of the villagers had returned to their homes or taken shelter from the rain. By the time the downpour really started up, Naruto caught sight of the Hyuga estate. "I mean it! I've always loved you, Tenten." Niji let out as he grabbed onto Tenten's hand. And I love you too, but Tenten blushed as she tried to pull herself away from Niji. Tenten let out a gasp and quickly turned her head around, looking at Naruto, who sat on top of entrance to the Hyuga estate. Nimerkuin lightning lit up the sky and it also lit up Naruto's face, which showed utter surprise. What the? This Niji gritted his teeth and stepped in front of Tenten, narrowing his eyes at Naruto. Tschhu again, huh? Tenten Naruto let out before jumping down onto the ground. Please, let me explain. Tenten let out as she tried to move past Niji, but Niji just stopped her by blocking her way. There's nothing to explain. He heard you the first time. You said you loved me. Niji replied and smirked for a split second. Nimerkuin, don't listen to him. I love you too. Tenten desperately called out. Tenten Naruto let out as he clenched his fists. Damn it, pull yourself together. This is just, are you still telling yourself that lie, Tenten? Niji closed his eyes. It's not a lie, Niji. Temari yelled at Niji. Niji gritted his teeth for a moment and then gave Tenten a fierce look as he pointed at Naruto. Then who do you love more? The guy that you've loved for such a long time and that has always loved you as well. Niji turned his head towards Naruto, or some guy who you've just met and can't even tell you that he loves you and only you? Tenten bit her lip and stared at her feet. I don't know, then allow me to show you how much I love you by defeating the guy that claims to love you, Niji said as he got into his combat pose. Naruto tilted his head up and narrowed his eyes at Niji. Sorry, but I won't fight you. Just as I thought, Niji said as he glared at Naruto. You can't even fight for someone you say you love. Naruto gritted his teeth and he glared at Niji. I'm not going to treat Tenten's love like it's an object that can be won. She has the right to choose who she wants to be with on her own. Nimerkuin Tenten let out as she looked with wide eyes at Naruto. Sorry, Tenten, I thinks it's best for all of us if I leave right now, Naruto said as he turned around. Looks like I shouldn't have rushed over here when I had read that you were here after all, huh? Please wait! Tenten cried out as Naruto walked out of the estate. Good riddance, Niji said once Naruto was out of his sight. Damn it, Tenten cursed as she started to run away, but Niji grabbed onto her wrist. Let go off me, Niji. Would it make a difference if you went after that guy? He left you. Whatever you do, that fact won't change. Niji stated as he stared into Tenten's eyes. Tenten pulled herself free of Niji's hold. You don't get anything, do you? Niji gasped as Tenten looked angry at him. I love both you, damn it. Tenten Niji let out as Tenten ran after Naruto as fast as she could. Nimerkuin! Tenten called out, please, wait up. Naruto stopped walking and Tenten stopped a few feet away from him. Will you please listen to me? Tenten, I don't think you any. Naruto cut his sentence off as Tenten hugged him. I love you, I don't want to lose you. Naruto couldn't help but faintly smile. I love you too and I don't want to lose you either, but Niji and you, I love both of you, Nimerkuin. Tenten pressed her face against Naruto's back. I'm sorry I didn't tell you earlier, but I thought, Niji, it's alright, I already somewhat knew that you had someone else you liked. Naruto, he told you, didn't he? Tenten asked as her fingers digged into Naruto's jacket. Well, something like that, Naruto replied. Can't tell her right now that she just told me things right now. Are Nimerkuin, I think I know how you are feeling and I don't like it all. Tenten said as she hugged Naruto tighter. I don't know what to do, Tenten, I really like you, but maybe. Naruto gulped. Maybe you should just forget about me, I don't want to. Tenten sniffed. I like you a lot and don't want to forget about you either, but Niji was right about one thing, Naruto sighed. I am someone who can't even tell you that I love you, and just you, I'm not even sure that I like you the most out of everyone. If you chose me right now over Niji, you might end up getting hurt even more. 21010 sniffed, about 2.5 years ago, Naruto let out as he tilted his head up. At my first Chunin exam, the first examiner told us that those who waver over an uncertain future and chose to take a more certain future are unfit to become Chunin. Ten stated as she rested her forehead against Naruto's back. Ten, I became a Chunin, Nimur-kun. Ten cried out, and this is my personal mission. I don't know how this might end, but I won't give up until I see the end of it all. So, please don't give up on me, because I will not give up until you've made up your mind. Somehow, Tenten's words shook the foundation of Naruto's being and he clenched his fists. Ten, thank you. I won't give up on you, but I do want you to think about all of this. I've already made up my mind. I'm not going to give up on you. Ten pressed herself tightly against Naruto. Naruto smiled softly. No, that's not really what I meant. I think I'm going to talk to someone right now the way I'm feeling right now. Then please talk to me. Ten said in a whisper, I want to be there for you and show you how much I love you. I'm sorry, Ten, but I want to talk to someone else. You should too. Naruto replied and deeply breathed in and out. I have to go now. I'm sorry that this didn't exactly become a fun afternoon. Don't be sorry. Net Ten sniffed and wiped some rain out of her face. Just promise me that there will be at least one more time that I can embrace you like this. Yeah, I promise, Naruto promised. During the moment of silence that followed, Naruto formed a couple of hand seals and disappeared from the scene. Ten wrapped her arms around herself and fell down on her knees. Ten Niji whispered as he clutched his fists, gritted his teeth and looked away from Ten. Meanwhile, Naruto stood atop the Hokage statues and wiped some tears out of his eyes. Damn it, he muttered. Why did it turn out like this? He popped out of his Nimur disguise and sat down for a moment. I never thought this could have happened. Well, Ten did say something about liking someone else as well. Naruto sighed. I hope Ayame-chan has some time to talk with me somehow. I feel like I really need her advice right now. Well then, time to go, Naruto said as he stood up, stretched out, and headed off towards Ayame's place. Over at Naruto's apartment, Temari was lying on Naruto's bed and reading Aika Paradise. She put the book aside and sighed as she stared through the window at the rain outside. Naruto come back already? Just then, someone knocked on the door and Temari instantly jumped up. Speak of the devil, Temari muttered as she quickly stuffed the little red book underneath Naruto's pillow and then rushed to the front door. Within less than a second she had pulled open and was somewhat surprised to see who it was. Hey, Temari, is Naruto by any chance home? Ten asked as she faintly smiled at Temari. Temari blinked at Ten. No, he isn't. What are you doing out here anyway? I thought you and Nimur-kun. Ten's smile immediately faded. Can I come in, please? Temari nodded and stepped aside to let the weapons mistress of Konoha into the apartment. Meanwhile, Ayame was in her room, drying her hair with a towel when Naruto all of a sudden hung in front of her window. She dropped the towel and quickly opened her window. Naruto, what are you doing outside? Hurry up and come in. Naruto smiled at Ayame as he jumped into Ayame's room. Sorry for dropping by all of a sudden. Why did you come all the way here when it's raining? Ayame questioned Naruto as she quickly closed her bedroom's window. Never mind that, I'll go get you towel. It's all right, Ayame-chan. I don't really need a towel or anything. Naruto sheepishly grinned and rubbed the back of his head. First of all, you might catch a cold. Second of all, I do not want a large wet stain on my bed. Ayame pointed at Naruto. So whether you like it or not, I'm going to get you a towel, and if you won't dry yourself then I'll do it for you. All right. I'll stand right here. Naruto grinned at Ayame. After quickly searching through her closet, Ayame pulled out a white towel and handed to Naruto. So what's the emergency that you needed to come all the way here through this kind of weather? Well, you see, Naruto started as he dried himself with the towel. I needed someone to talk to, Tenten said as she sat down on Naruto's bed, so I came here. What happened then? Temari asked as she sat down beside Tenten. Today I was going to meet up with Nimer-kun, Tenten replied and stared at her lap, but then Niji called me all of a sudden and asked me to come over because he had something important to tell me. When I got to her apartment, there was this note for me that had been stuck on her door. Naruto told Ayame as he took his jacket off. Ayame slightly took a step back and sat down on her bed as she looked at Naruto with big eyes. She has been kidnapped? No, that's not it. It was a note from her to me. Naruto sheepishly grinned at Ayame. She wrote in the note that she was over at Niji's place because he called her over for something important. She asked if I could come pick her up from his place. Oh, Ayame sighed in relief. Thank goodness. Anyway, after reading that note, Naruto leaned back against Ayame's bedroom window. I somehow felt like I should get over there as fast as possible. What was it that he wanted to tell you? Temari looked into Tenten's eyes as she still stared at her lap. He started to tell me how he loved me and always has. Tenten gulped. I didn't believe it at first. I've always had a crush on him too, but Nimer-kun, huh? Temari scooted closer to Tenten and wrapped an arm around her. He overheard your conversation, didn't he? Anyone could have heard. Niji was practically yelling that he really loved me. Tenten slightly smiled. In the spur of the moment, I yelled back that I loved him too, and I was going to add that I love Nimer-kun now, but then when I heard Tenten say she loved Niji too for some reason, it felt like someone just slashed me with a katana or something. Naruto looked towards his feet. I never realized that any of them might fall for someone else as well. Naruto, Ayame whispered as she stood up from her bed and walked towards Naruto. Well, it's my own fault, but Tenten told me then that she loved me too and that she didn't know what to do. Naruto tilted his head back and looked up towards the ceiling. She was feeling the same as I did so far. Unsure about who you love the most and all. Ayame Nietzsche. Naruto let out as Ayame hugged him tightly. Temari? Tenten blinked as Temari pressed her down on Naruto's bed and hugged her. You're so lucky. Two guys love you and you love them back. Temari smiled at Tenten. Heck, even Nimer-kun told you he still loved you and didn't want to forget about you after hearing you loved Niji as well. Temari, I don't think I do understand. It's hard, isn't it? Temari's smile faded and she looked with somewhat sad eyes at Tenten. Loving two guys and not knowing who you love the most, but you told them you love them both and they said the same to you. I'm back, Gaara announced as he walked into the living room. The two girls looked at Gaara and he blankly stared back at them, and I think I'm glad I decided not to take a detour on my way back. What the hell are you thinking, Gaara? Temari pointed at Gaara with a hint of anger in her eyes. Considering I found you two lying on top of each other when no one else is home, add the fact that you, Temari, are my sister and the way I've seen you two act before. Gaara counted on his fingers and then looked back up at the girls. I really am not thinking about anything to save possible mental scars. You think we'd look bad while we're naked? Tenten yelled at Gaara. Actually, I know you don't. However, the fact remains that Gaara stared at the two of them for a few moments again. Temari is my sister and we should never mention this again. Wait, you know what? Temari and Tenten asked simultaneously. And for what exact reason are you here anyway? Gaara ignored their question and walked up to them. Tenten immediately frowned and Temari stuck her nose up in the air. Girl problems. Gaara blinked at Tenten and his sister. Can I help? Tenten blinked at Gaara. You want to help me? You want to help her? Temari stared in disbelief at her brother. I have two options, Gaara said as he walked up to Naruto's bed and sat down on it. Either I let Temari force me to plug my ears for an undetermined time, or I try to solve your problems and save all of us a lot of time that would otherwise be wasted. I guess it's all right, Ten replied. Meanwhile, over at Ayame's place, Naruto, I'll do my best to help you out and give you as much advice as you want, Ayame whispered as she pressed Naruto tightly against her. Naruto smiled warmly. Thanks, I really do appreciate it. Well then, Ayame walked back to her bed and sat down on it. Come sit next to me and tell me all that's been troubling you. I'll help you out as much as I can. Naruto nodded and joined Ayame on her bed. Well, you see, the thing is, he momentarily paused as Ayame pulled him against her. Valentine's Day is 2 days from now and I still have no clue who I love the most. You know you don't have to choose, right? Ayame said as she stared at Naruto. Naruto blinked at Ayame. You mean that I should let them choose or something? Ayame smiled at him and slightly giggled. No, I mean as in that you don't have to be with someone on Valentine's Day. What? Naruto stared blankly at Ayame. It's true that Valentine's Day is a special day for lovers, but isn't any other day just as special if you get together with the person you love the most? Ayame smiled at Naruto before ruffling through his hair. That's true, but Naruto took a deep breath and threw his fist up in the air. I promised myself. This Valentine's Day I won't be alone. And I never go back on my word. Ayame smiled and wrapped her arms around Naruto's neck. Then be with whoever you want to be with. However, since everyone considers it a special day, I think I should be with the person I love the most, and I have no idea how I can find out who I really love the most. Ayame turned Naruto's head so he was facing her and she stared into his eyes. Who makes your heart beat faster than you've ever imagined? Who do you want to be with the most? Well, Naruto was silenced by Ayame as she laid a finger on his lips. Just listen to me for a bit. Naruto nodded and Ayame continued after she removed finger from Naruto's lips. Who makes you feel worse than ever before the instant you see that she's hurt for some reason? Who do you want to protect from harm more than anyone else? Ayame-chan, you're amazing being able to say those things, and Naruto thought as he stared with big eyes at Ayame, who gulped and unconsciously began to move her face closer towards Naruto's. Who do you want to? Ayame closed her eyes and kissed Naruto, gently pushing the two of them back down on the bed. Naruto instinctively wrapped his arms around her and returned the kiss. A bit more than just a few moments later, Ayame's eyes shot wide open and she quickly pulled away from Naruto. Naruto-kun. I'm sorry. I couldn't I'm sorry too. It was just that Naruto managed to bring out as he looked away from Ayame, a blush apparent on his face. How the hell did that happen just now? Anyway, Ayame stuttered. Why, you should think about what I've told you. Naruto rubbed the back of his head and then stood up from the bed. I probably should get going now. No. I mean, yes. No. Ayame sighed. I'm sorry. Naruto sheepishly grinned at Ayame. It's all right. It's not like it was bad or anything. Nah, Naruto. Naruto's grin faded from his face. Sorry, then I'll be going now. Naruto, Ayame said as Naruto walked away, causing him to stop for a moment. Drop by our stand sometime soon again, okay? It's been a while since you've been there for a bowl of ramen. Naruto smiled. Of course I'll drop by. I just need to drag Temari along with me tomorrow or something. Ayame smiled and closed her eyes. Yeah, you should. I'll be going then. Thanks again, Ayame-chan. Naruto said as he opened the window and jumped out. Ayame stood up from her bed and walked to her window, following Naruto with her eyes. Did Naruto just? Naruto ran over the street and quickly threw a look over his shoulder towards Ayame's house. What the hell was I thinking? Back at Naruto's apartment, Gaara was pondering about what he had just heard. So in other words, Gaara said as he slowly nodded, there's this guy you two like. Temari and Tenten nodded vigorously, and besides the two of you, this guy also likes a bunch of other girls. Temari and Tenten once again nodded at Gaara, and you, Tenten, like another guy as well, and he likes you as well. Tenten nodded again, and the two girls leaned a bit closer to Gaara. And you don't know what to do and who to choose? The wind and weapon mistresses both nodded one more time, and Gaara looked at them. All right, I think I've figured something out. You did? The girls looked at Gaara with big eyes. Yes. Gaara replied and stared at them with a straight face. I'm going to keep true to my name for the time being. Tenten let her head fall down in defeat, and Temari nearly leaped at Gaara. How can you call that helping her out? Gaara closed his eyes again. Well, I don't know a lot about love, but Tenten looked hopefully at Gaara. In any case, I'd probably do what my instincts tell me to do. Feelings and thinking are different. If you try to think too much about this, you'll probably won't help yourself. Gaara opened his eyes again. Just do whatever you feel like doing and let it all work out by itself. Kazekage-sama Tenten looked with big teary eyes at Gaara. Chen? Gaara blinked at Tenten as her lower lip slightly trembled. Tenten raised her arms up in the air. I need a hug. Gaara shivered and slightly moved away from Tenten, and I need to be in a different place right now. Just then the front door opened and closed. I'm back. Go hug Naruto. Now. Gaara pointed towards the door, and within the blink of an eye, Tenten shot off Naruto's bed and ran towards Naruto. Hey, Temari. Sorry to make you dash. Naruto said as he entered the living room, but he was tackled and pinned to the ground before he could finish his sentence. Naruto tilted his head up and noticed that it was Tenten who was hugging him tightly, his eyes slightly saddening. Tenten, hi, Naruto, Tenten said, her voice being muffled due to the fact she pressed her face against Naruto's chest. Act normal, keep your calm, don't act suspicious, Naruto told himself as he took a few deep breaths. What are you doing here? She needed a hug. Temari stated and smirked at Naruto. Yeah, I see, is that so, huh? Naruto asked, and Tenten nodded in reply. I'm sorry, Naruto. Tenten supported herself on her arms and faintly smiled at Naruto as tears still lingered in the corners of her eyes. I should be happily thanking you instead of that's all right. Naruto sheepishly grinned at Tenten. A hug is more than a knock, I think. Is there anything else I can help you with? Tenten shook her head. I've gotten enough help from Temari and Gaara already, but thanks for the offer. I think I need some time on my own now, so I'll be going. I see, Naruto said as Tenten stood up and held out her hand for Naruto to use as support to pull himself back up. So Tenten said once Naruto was back on his feet, and she turned to Temari and Gaara. Thanks, both of you both helped me a bit. And Tenten turned towards Naruto again and smiled at him. It was just what I needed. Well, I'm sort of the cause of why you were here, most likely. Sorry. Tenten. Naruto rubbed the back of his head and grinned sheepishly at her. Tenten leaned over to Naruto's ear and whispered, Naruto, I originally came here to talk with you, and if you don't mind, we'll talk later. Okay? Naruto nodded. Yeah, sure, well, I'm off then. Tenten announced and slightly beamed. Thanks for everything again. Take care, everyone. Come back anytime you need to. Temari said as she jumped up from the bed and hastily walked over to Tenten. I will. Tenten said as the two girls quickly hugged each other, and Tenten waved at Gaara. Bye, Gaara. Bye. Gaara replied nonchalantly. Bye, Naruto, Tenten said as she smiled at Naruto. Bye, Naruto let out as Tenten walked past him. Once the front door shut, Temari placed her hand on her hip and took a deep breath. Well then, I guess it's about time to prepare dinner. Already? Are you serious? Naruto stared in disbelief at Temari. Well, last night's soup was imperfect, Temari stated, and Gaara's ears perked, so I want to be sure that tonight's soup is perfect, and, in order to do so, we must start preparing dinner early. I see. Then I guess we'll be having a lot of. Naruto paused when a strong gust of wind flew past him and Temari. The two blondes turned their heads towards the kitchen table and saw Gaara holding up the pot which contained the leftovers from last night's soup. Seconds, please. Naruto's mouth dropped open. You ate all of it? Gaara tilted the pot so he could look into it and then showed it to Naruto and Temari. It seems so. How the hell did you that within the blink of an eye? Naruto pointed dramatically at Gaara. Well, it's ninja food, Gaara explained. Ninja food? Naruto questioned as he stared dully at Gaara. Food by ninjas, for ninjas, and food that vanishes without leaving a trace. Gaara nodded. How the hell does one eat an entire pot of soup in the blink of an eye without spilling a single drop? Naruto wondered out loud. Temari sighed. Well, it was not like we're going to use the leftovers, but you could have at least saved a bit for Naruto and me. Wait. Naruto shook his head. If there were leftovers, why did you have me run out and get us lunch? Gaara blinked at Temari. Now that you mention it, that would have meant I didn't have to starve earlier today. Temari sheepishly grinned. I forgot about it. Naruto let out a sigh and hung over in defeat. All that trouble for nothing, Ahia. Oh well. Time to make some more of it then. Exactly. Temari exclaimed, hoping to take Naruto's and Gaara's minds off the fact there was food available for lunch and that they somewhat starved for no reason, and I'm going to need help from the two of you. Why? Gaara asked as he stared at his sister. Because I say so. Temari gave her younger brother a glare, or there will be no dinner tonight. Gaara stood up from the kitchen table and formed a single hand seal. What are we waiting for then? The next moment, Gaara was covered in smoke, and when the smoke cleared up, Gaara was wearing a white apron. Naruto's jaw dropped to the floor and he shakingly pointed at Gaara. What the hell are you wearing? An apron. Gaara stated as he crossed his arms. I can see that. Naruto yelled, why the heck are you wearing something like that? An apron is usually worn to protect one's clothing while cooking. Since we are going to prepare dinner, it's only fit to wear one. Gaara stated. Naruto didn't really know what to respond to that and just kept pointing at Gaara with a shaking finger. Naruto, you're going to wear one as well or you won't be having dinner tonight. Temari stated as she walked over to the room where her luggage was. Why? I don't see you wearing one. Naruto pointed out as Temari leaned against the doorpost, half standing in the living room and the other half being in the other room. What do you think I'm going to put on right now? Temari smirked at Naruto before vanishing into the room and closing the door behind her. Damn it, Naruto cursed as he slapped his hands together in the hand seal. If it's going to be like that, then you leave me no choice. Gaara raised an eyebrow at Naruto as he transformed, and once the smoke cleared up, Gaara closed his eyes. Temari will probably kill you, Naruto. Alright then. Temari said as she walked back into the living room, wearing a black-white apron and with a smile on her face. Now that we're all ready, we can. Temari stared momentarily at Naruto and twitched. Let's all prepare dinner. Naruto cheerfully jumped up and down in his Oiroke no Jutsu form. Naruto, Temari said as twitched, we're not going to prepare dinner with you being like that. Why not? Naruto sang as he tilted his head to the left. Don't you think I look really, really cute in an apron? You're naked underneath that, aren't you? Temari glared at Naruto and stretched her right arm out to her side. I don't know. Naruto sang as he turned around, showing Temari his back. Am I wearing anything underneath this? Temari slightly blushed as Naruto bent over and gritted her teeth. You've asked for it now. Naruto placed a finger on his lips and looked innocently at Temari. You aren't going to be mean to me, any? Temari just glared and used her left hand to go through a short series of hand seals. No, Temari? What exactly are you going to do? Naruto asked as Temari finished the last hand seal and then her fan popped up in her hand. Oi! Temari! Wait! Naruto let out as Temari held her fan above her head and let out a war cry. Gaara followed the two blondes with his eyes for a moment and then nodded once. I guess I'll start cutting the vegetables. Then hours later, after Temari allowed Naruto to stay in his female form if he agreed to at least put some clothes underneath his apron, dinner was served. Really, Naruto, Temari said as she filled their bowls with the soup, why are you making it such a big deal to wear an apron? Because aprons are usually worn by women, right? Naruto, who was still in his Oiroke no Jutsu form, asked as he supported his head. Also, if I imagine myself in an apron, no matter how I look at it, it just looks wrong. I wear mine for practical reasons. Gaara stated, causing the two blondes to stare at him for a moment. Even so, Temari looked at Naruto again. Why the hell be entirely naked underneath it then? Naruto sheepishly grinned and rubbed the back of his head. Hey, that's because it's kind of hard to think of random female clothing without a certain example. Just copying your outfit wouldn't do either. Well, I guess I can give you a few pointers on a woman's clothing. Temari said as she filled her own bowl with soup. Naruto let out as he and Gaara stared at Temari for a moment, causing an awkward silence between the three of them. Temari blushed and let out a cough as she sat down. Well then let's eat, shall we? Why yeah. Naruto let out as he sheepishly grinned. Did she just say something about teaching me about women's clothing? I think I've misunderstood it then, Temari said and held her hands together, Naruto and Gaara imitating her movements. Itadakimasu. Naruto, why are you still in that form anyway? Temari asked as she looked at Naruto from the corner of her eyes. Naruto held his bowl for a second and blinked. I think damn, I'm so used to being Ymir for an extended period of time that I forgot about it, Naruto thought and then grinned widely. I don't really know why. Would you like me to turn back to the real me? Well, it doesn't really matter to me, but there's little use into staying like that, right? Temari asked and smirked at Naruto, waste of chakra if you ask me. Yeah, you're right. Naruto smiled at Temari before popping back into his regular looks. How's this? Fine with me. Temari smirked at him and continued eating. After Gaara received his third bowl, he exchanged looks between his sister and Naruto. What are we going to do tonight? Naruto and Temari looked up and stared for a moment at Gaara. What? I don't have any obligations to fulfill tonight and I was wondering what you two had planned for tonight. Gaara said as he looked at Naruto and Temari. Well, I've got to meet up with Ino later on tonight. Naruto stated as he chowed down the last vegetables of his soup. Ino? Temari raised an eyebrow and stared at Naruto with a questioning look in her eyes. You see, I sort of ran into her this morning and she asked me if I could drop by tonight. Naruto stated as he placed his bowl back down on the table. Oh, all right. Temari nodded and smirked at Naruto. Just don't forget to ask Ymir-kun to drop by. If you forget, you'll have to face the consequences. Naruto sheepishly grinned. In that case, I definitely won't forget. Temari smiled at Naruto. Good. Just tell him to meet me up over at that place. That place? Naruto looked at Temari with a confused look in his eyes. The one you showed me this morning. Temari winked playfully at Naruto and stuck her tongue out at him. I guess that means I need to head out again? Gaara asked as he stared at Temari. Temari smiled at her little brother. Don't worry, Gaara. This time I'll be out of the house for a while. Gaara let out. I guess that means a nice quiet evening for me. Sounds good. Well then. Naruto stood up from his chair. I guess I'll be heading over to Ino's place right now. Oh no, you're not. Temari let out as she stood up and grabbed onto Naruto's shirt. Not until you've helped cleaning the dishes. But the sooner I'm done talking to Ino, the sooner I can get Nimur-kun to come over to see you. Naruto sheepishly grinned at Temari. Really, I'd like to have some rest too, you know. Both Nimur-kun and Ino can wait. You're helping us with the dishes. Temari stated. Temari, can't you please do the dishes along with Gaara just for once? I mean, you guys are staying here for free. And Temari slightly frowned and then smiled at Naruto. I'm sorry, Naruto, it's really a small effort to do for someone who has been taking care of us for almost 2 weeks. It's not like I really want you two to repay me or something, but it's just Naruto took a deep breath. The sooner I go to Ino, the sooner I can be back home again as well. So just for once, please do the dishes without me. Temari smiled at him and nodded. Don't worry, we'll take care of it then. Now hurry up and come back home soon. Naruto grinned at Temari. Heh. It's not like you'll actually see me when I'm back. You'll be all over Nimur-kun. Hey! That's not true. Temari yelled as Naruto escaped her grasp and ran to the door. It's only partly a lie. Naruto stuck his tongue out at Temari before quickly heading off. You know, we could just leave the dishes and wait for Naruto to come back home, Gaara stated. I know, but we're not going to do that. We are going to do the dishes. Temari smiled as she grabbed Naruto's bowl along with her own and carried it to the sink. All right then, Gaara said as he stood up and carried his own bowls. Wait one sec. Temari tilted her head up and stared at the wall. What's wrong, Temari? Gaara asked as he stared at his sister for a moment. No, it's nothing, Temari replied as she filled the sink with hot water. Why would Naruto first go to Ino and then tell Nimur-kun to visit me? I wonder why Ino wanted to talk to me anyway, Naruto thought as he dashed over the streets of Konoha. I would have expected her to ask me if I could ask Nimur to come over to her place, but not just me, Naruto thought as he turned around the corner. This is it then, Naruto stated as he stopped in front of the Yamanaka flower shop. Damn, they already closed, might as well give it a shot, Naruto thought as he walked up to the door and knocked on it. When no reply came after a few seconds, Naruto knocked on the door again and this time, a window above him opened up. Ah, Naruto. You're already here. Ino smiled at Naruto as she leaned out of her window. Naruto looked up and smiled back at her. Yeah. Did I come over too early? No, not at all. Ino replied and playfully stuck her tongue out at Naruto. Come up here already. I would, but the front door is locked, Naruto stated. Idiot. Are you a shinobi or what? Ino closed her eyes. Just jump up here. Naruto sheepishly grinned and rubbed the back of his head before jumping up. Ino pulled herself away from the window just before Naruto landed on the edge of it. Ino sat down on her bed, resting on her knees. Well, come in already. Just don't step on my bed with your shoes. Naruto nodded and jumped into Ino's room, landing only a few inches away from Ino's bed. Wow, your room is quite simple, I guess. Naruto said as he looked around. Ino closed her bedroom window and looked at Naruto. What did you expect? I don't know. Probably expected it to be wilder and bigger. Naruto said as he looked around Ino's room. Well, considering she lives with her family, it's not like she could have an entire apartment for herself. Well, I didn't ask you to come over to judge my room, so just sit down on my bed. Ino said as she moved herself to her pillow. Naruto sat down and looked at Ino. You know, I wondered why you'd want me to come over, and Ino bowed down before Naruto all of a sudden. Naruto, I need your help. Please, I'm begging you. Naruto let out, surprised by Ino's sudden action. Oh, okay, I'll help you. You don't have to beg me. I'm sorry, Naruto, but I'm really getting desperate. Ino replied as she kept her bowed position in front of Naruto. Desperate? Ino, saying things like that all of a sudden is kind of. Ino looked up at Naruto and flushed red. See, crap, that didn't sound as good as it did in my head. Naruto sheepishly grinned at her. Ino, I'll help you out, but you've got to tell me exactly what you need help with before I can help you. Well, I don't think you'll like hearing this, but Ino sat straight up and took a deep breath. I need your help with convincing Nimur-kun that I'm the one for him. Naruto let out as he looked with wide eyes at Ino. Please, Naruto. You're the only guy that has been around him, and you are a guy, so you're the only one I can ask for help. Shikamaru and Chuji couldn't help me in a million years. Ino said as she grabbed onto Naruto's hand. Well, how can I help you with something like that? Naruto asked. She's sort of asking me to help her hook up with me. I don't know really. I thought you've talked with him a couple of times and knew things about him I didn't know yet. Ino stared at her lap, a sad look appearing in her eyes. It's been a while since I've had time alone with him, so I haven't really gotten the chance to get him no better than I do now. Naruto smiled at Ino. Well, I told him about you earlier today. Why, you did say? Ino looked up at Naruto and he nodded. Just like I promised, I told him how you really love him and him only. Ino smiled at Naruto. Thanks, Ino. Can I ask you something? Naruto asked after he had stared at her for a moment. Of course. What is it? Ino replied and looked questioningly at Naruto. Why do you love him? Naruto sheepishly grinned and rubbed the back of his head. He's sweet, caring, gentle. Ino slightly grimaced, but more importantly, he's the first guy to love me. Really? Naruto replied in disbelief, blinking at the blonde girl in front of him. Ino nodded. I've never had a boyfriend before, let alone a guy that confessed to me, and he is such a great guy. I was quite pissed off at first when I heard that I wasn't the only one he loved. Ino faintly smiled and then looked at Naruto, and technically he was my first kiss. Aw, is that so, huh? Naruto grinned at Ino. Though I already know about her and Sakura having their first kiss together. Really, he's the best guy I could ever wish for. He's good looking as well. Ino stared at Naruto for a moment. Oh god, Naruto blinked at Ino as she let out a sigh. I can't believe I'm even seeing Nimur-kun when I look at you. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Naruto asked in a slightly raised voice. Don't get me wrong. It's just that you both have spiky blonde hair, lovely blue eyes. Ino slightly blushed, and both of you are good looking, if you ask me. Ino, Naruto let out as he slightly blushed as well. She shook her head. I mean it. Well, you fail in comparison to Nimur-kun, but you are still good looking. Well, thanks. You've become beautiful over the past 2.5 years too, Naruto said with a slight blush on his face. Oh man, I shouldn't have said that. Naruto looked at Ino from the corners of his eyes and noticed that she was blushing as well. Naruto, can I ask you something as well? Though it's a bit embarrassing to ask. Alright. Go ahead and ask. Naruto replied as he rubbed the back of his head. Ino scooted a bit closer towards Naruto and looked straight into his eyes. Do you find me attractive? In what way? Naruto asked as he looked with wide eyes at Ino. As in, would you want to kiss me or something? Ino asked with a blush on her face. Well, I think you are attractive. Naruto replied, motioning his eyes away from Ino's. It's not like you're a girl nobody would even think of kissing or something. Then I have one more question, and this is probably the most embarrassing thing I'll ever ask a person, so be prepared. Ino said and started to blush brightly after Naruto nodded at her to go on. You see, this is something you'll probably won't mind, and well, you see, since I haven't had a lot of kisses, Ino gulped and blushed brighter. I don't really know what a guy really likes, and I was hoping that we mean. Naruto looked with big wide eyes at Ino out of surprise. Well, yesterday I heard you say you liked Sakura and me when you were punching the crap out of those perverts, and Ino looked into Naruto's eyes. I thought, well, maybe you liked me enough for something like that. Ino, you want to? Naruto blinked at Ino. Use me? No. I mean, Ino sighed. Forget about it, it was stupid of me to even ask you. Naruto scratched his whisker marks. Ino, I know you didn't mean it in a bad way, but I'm sorry. Naruto, I thought because you liked me you'd be eager to kiss me. Ino frowned. I'm really stupid. Naruto sighed and wrapped his arms around Ino, pressing her against his chest. You're not stupid. Just in love and willing to do anything in order to make the person you love happy. Ino smiled and wrapped her arms around Naruto as well. Thank you, you've really matured over the past 2 years, haven't you? No. Naruto sheepishly grinned. I'm still a big idiot at times. Though, that's just who I am, right? Naruto, you and me both are big idiots. It must be our hair color, eh? Ino asked and slightly giggled. I don't really think hair color has anything to do with it. Naruto grinned sheepishly. Well, you seem to forget quite easily you're holding a girl in your arms though. Ino giggled. Naruto quickly released Ino. I'm sorry, Ino. Ino giggled some more. Geez, you really are a big idiot. Don't make it sound like that. Naruto? Can I ask you one more thing? From one big idiot to another? Ino let out another giggle. Sure. Naruto rubbed the back of his head again. Is it something embarrassing again? If I'd kiss you, would I taste all the ramen flavors in the world? Ino asked, trying to suppress her laughter. Naruto looked dumbfounded at Ino. Well, probably you wouldn't taste that tonight at least. Ino smiled at Naruto and looked into his eyes. Could I kiss you just once? I don't know, won't you feel bad towards that Lemur guy? Naruto asked as he raised an eyebrow at Ino. Well, he has kissed other girls he likes, so he'd be a hypocrite if he'd hold it against me. Ino replied and stared into Naruto's eyes. Damn, she's right. Well, either way she's kissing me, so Naruto thought and nodded. I never thought of that, so can I kiss you just once? Ino repeated her question and blushed brightly. Alright, but after that I'll try to help you the best I can with what you really asked me to come over for. Naruto replied, slightly blushing. Yes, so, Ino slowly moved her face closer to Naruto's. She then suddenly sat straight up, straddled Naruto and wrapped her arms around his neck. Naruto wrapped his arms around her waist and slowly their faces were drawn close to each other. Then all of a sudden, Ino's bedroom door opened. Ino, I just wanted to tell you. Naruto and Ino simultaneously turned their heads towards the door, looking at a rather shocked Yamanaka Inoichi, Ino's father. Hi, Dad. Ino grinned sheepishly at her father as she pressed her cheek against Naruto's. What the damnation is going on in here? Her father snapped as he pointed at the two blondes. This is my new stuffed animal. Ain't he the cutest? Ino asked as she rubbed her cheek against Naruto's. Who do you think you're fooling? That's a boy. Inoichi pointed out the obvious. Hey! Who are you calling a boy? Ino and Naruto yelled simultaneously. Oh crap, the blonde said as Inoichi gave them a death glare. Naruto, this is where we run. Ino stated. Definitely, Naruto replied, and within the next second Ino opened her bedroom window and the two of them jumped out. Get back here, you two! Ino's father yelled as Ino and Naruto ran as fast as possible and Inoichi jumped out of the window in order to chase them. Damn it. Why did he just have to come into my room at such moments? Ino cried out as they ran through the streets of Konoha. Why does he want that you don't have a boyfriend or something? Naruto asked Ino as they turned around a corner. Nah, Naruto. You're not my boyfriend. Naruto looked over his shoulder to see the face of an angry father coming rapidly closer towards them. You try telling your dad that. Damn it, Ino cursed. Naruto. We're going to split up at the next junction. Are you sure? Naruto asked as he looked over his shoulder once again. Isn't your father a jounin? He might know Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Don't worry, he doesn't. Besides, he'll go after me. So you'll be safe. Ino stated. Ino, I can't just let you, damn it, Naruto. It's my own fault. Besides, he's my father. You'd be in more trouble than me if you get caught, so let's just split up. Naruto stared at Ino for a moment. Ino, you really are a great person. Ino looked at Naruto and blushed. Idiot, don't bring up things like that now. Just stay alive so you can help me out tomorrow or something. Sorry, but I don't really have the time tomorrow. Don't worry, just be yourself around that Lemur guy and everything will be fine. Ino smiled at Naruto. Thanks, Naruto. I owe you one. Hee hee, no you don't. Naruto sheepishly grinned at her. There's a junction. Take care, Ino. Just tell Lemur-kun how I've saved your ass from my father then. Ino winked at Naruto and blew him a kiss. Naruto smiled at Ino. Will do. See you later, Ino. Later. Ino waved at Naruto just a mere second before the two of them split up. Geez, what a turn of events, Naruto muttered and looked over his shoulder, smiling at the girl with the blonde ponytail that dashed off in the other direction. After taking a few turns and running for a couple of minutes, Naruto stopped at one of the rivers that ran through Konoha to catch his breath for a bit. Damn, I hope Ino didn't get into too much trouble with her dad, Naruto muttered, and then he looked up to find out where he was. A smile crossed his face when he noticed it was the bridge where his team used to meet up with Kakashi. Man, it's been a while since I've been here, Naruto whispered as he walked to the bridge. This brings back memories, Naruto said as he walked on the bridge, letting his hand slide over the wood where he used to lean against every time because Kakashi was late. Naruto? Naruto heard behind him and he turned around. His eyes grew wide. Sakura-chan? Looks like this is my chance to talk to you, isn't it? Sakura said as she walked towards Naruto. Actually I have something to do. Naruto hastily said and started to run. Bye, Sakura-chan. Naruto, wait. Sakura said as she chased Naruto. Naruto looked over his shoulder at his female teammate. Why are you following me? We haven't finished our conversation from the other day yet, Naruto. So wait up. Sakura yelled. Like I said, I'm busy. Naruto yelled back at her. Like hell you are. You were just walking and digging up memories a few moments ago. Sakura retorted. Crap, she must have seen me. Naruto muttered. Listen, I really don't have the time right now, and dash. Naruto knew it was fate's pick on Naruto Day today when he tripped over a small rock on the road and landed face down on the floor. Sakura jumped on top of him and held him tightly. Naruto, I'm not letting you go this time. No Jounin is around to order me to leave you be so they can have a talk with you. Naruto sighed in defeat. Where was it exactly that we left off? I asked you if you were Nimur-kun. Now answer me, Naruto. Sakura said as she rested her head against Naruto's back. Naruto frowned. Do you have some time? I have a lot to tell you, Sakura-chan, and preferably I would like to do so without having my face in the mud. A bit later, Naruto and Sakura were sitting against the wall of one of the nearby buildings and Naruto explained everything to Sakura. So that's when I decided on my disguise and met up with all of you. The rest is what you call history, I guess. Naruto said and stared at the other side of the street. Sakura stared silently at Naruto for a while. I understand if you want to punch or hate me, Sakura-chan, but Naruto cut his sentence off when Sakura kissed him on his cheek. Sakura-chan? You idiot, you honestly thought that we wouldn't want you to get to know us better? Sakura asked him. Naruto smiled softly. Of course, think about it, if Temari had known that it was me the instant I sent her that letter, I doubt she would have come over instantly. She'd be a bigger idiot than you if she didn't, Sakura said as she stroked through Naruto's hair. It sounds kind of egotistic, but I can't believe you went through all that trouble just so you could give me, well, a dream date. But now I like you, Ino, Tenten, Temari and Hinata, and I don't want to hurt any of you, but not choosing between all of you will probably hurt you as well. Naruto frowned and tilted his head back. It's not like Kage Bunshin no Jutsu would solve the problem either. That's true, I guess, but Sakura paused for a moment and took a deep breath. That doesn't mean you're any less amazing. Naruto smiled. That's a first. Never thought I'd hear you say that, Sakura-chan. Sakura wrapped her arms around Naruto and rested her head against his shoulder. You know, there's a part of me that wants to punch you for all of this, but I just can't do it. Sakura-chan, Naruto said as he looked at Sakura. I love you, Naruto, I really do. Sakura said, and I know I'm not the only one. Sakura-chan, but you knew I loved you a long time ago, right? Naruto asked and Sakura slightly nodded. Then why didn't tell me the first chance you had? It had been 2.5 years. I didn't know if you still felt the same. Sakura slightly grimaced. I actually declined Lee-san's offer to be his date for Valentine's Day in hope that you'd ask me out, but now Naruto looked with wide eyes at Sakura. Really? Naruto. Sakura said firmly, it's just something you didn't know. Please don't choose to be with me upcoming Valentine's just because of what I just told you, but now that I know for sure that you're Nimur-kun, I can tell you that I really love you. If you had acted to me like when you were Nimur-kun, I would have told you long ago. Sakura looked into Naruto's eyes. It wasn't an act though, it was really how you cared for each of us. And Naruto kissed Sakura's forehead. Thank you for everything. I just wish that I could make up my mind, Naruto. I just want to tell you that even if you don't want to be with me, I just want you to be happy in whatever way possible, Sakura replied and leaned more against Naruto. And you know I wouldn't even mind if you didn't choose at all. What do you mean? Naruto blinked at Sakura. Sakura smiled at him. You know, if you really can't choose between us, then it just means you really do love us all equally and there's nothing we can do to change it. But what if Ino and the others? Naruto asked as he stared with wide eyes at Sakura. If they can't accept that you can't choose between all of us because you love all of us equally, then they don't truly love you. Sakura stated. Naruto smiled at Sakura again and slightly snickered. Even so, I don't think you're all eager to share me with each other. Why not? We've been doing that so far and all is fine, isn't it? Sakura winked at Naruto, who slightly grimaced. But Ino and Hinata, I don't think they would want to share me with someone else. Ino and Hinata? What makes you say that? Sakura blinked at Naruto. Ino never had a boyfriend before and seems to be really willing to go trough anything to be with Nemur, and Hinata doesn't even know I'm Nemur and probably thinks I only love her. She was devastated when she saw me together with Ayame-chan at the nightclub, even though she was only teaching me how to dance. Sakura giggled. Now there's something I wish that I didn't miss out on. Oi, it's not funny or something. I'm quite the good dancer according to Ayame-chan. Naruto retorted. Sakura giggled a bit more and then smiled at Naruto. Either way, if Hinata really loves you as much as you say she does, I'm sure that she'll understand that you love her, but you love the rest of us just as much. And what about Ino? Naruto asked as he looked at Sakura. Sakura smiled. Don't worry, it will get through her thick head eventually. This might be a weird thing to ask, but Naruto said as he looked up to the stars for a moment. Sakura let out as she stared at Naruto. Should I keep calling Sakura-chan, Sakura-chan? That's what I'm wondering right now. Sakura laughed and tightly hugged Naruto. Call me whatever you want. What is it? Naruto tilted his head towards Sakura. Maybe I should start calling you Naru-chan. Sakura giggled. Oh no! Please don't! Naruto replied, causing Sakura's giggling to turn into a loud laughter. I was just kidding around. Naruto. Sakura smiled at him. Naruto sighed in relief, thank goodness. Naruto. Sakura said as she turned Naruto's face to her. Naruto let out as he looked into Sakura's big emerald eyes. I know we've kissed before when you were disguised as Nemur. Sakura momentarily smiled. Well, I know we've kissed a lot when you were disguised as Nemur, but this time I want the real deal. Sakura-chan, Naruto said before his lips locked with Sakura's in a passionate kiss. After they broke the kiss, Sakura smiled softly at Naruto. We shouldn't get too carried away. I mean, you know what happened last time. Naruto blushed as his eyes momentarily wandered over Sakura. That surprised me. Sakura shook her head. Me too, but I felt like I could truly trust you. Also, you were the first guy to ever do that to me. Naruto gave Sakura a kiss on her lips. I'm sorry I tried to run away from you earlier. That's all right, Sakura said as she moved onto Naruto's lap and placed his hands underneath her shirt. No going up this time, got it? Sakura-chan, Naruto let out, slightly blushing. Sakura leaned back against Naruto and smiled at him. What? You want to? And no. I mean yes. No. Ah. Naruto let out and shook his head. Sorry, I was just surprised that you sat down on my lap. Don't worry, I've learned a lot as a medical ninja, but I still have my decency. Sakura winked at Naruto. Oh god, do I even want to think about what she meant with that? Naruto gulped as he made a few spins inside his mind. Temari is probably the most lucky one out of all of us. She got to live with you for almost 2 weeks now. Sakura stated as she rubbed her back against Naruto's chest. I'm kind of jealous. Oh crap! Naruto let out and his eyes grew wide as Sakura gave him a confused look. I was supposed to meet up with Temari as Nemur. Naruto exclaimed and quickly took his hands out of Sakura's shirt. WN? Sakura asked as she blinked at Naruto. I said I'd tell him to go to her after I was done at Ino's place. And I have no idea how long it's been since I've left my place for Ino's. Naruto exclaimed, it's not like I would normally spend a lot of time with Ino. Why you're going right now? Sakura asked, unsure of whether or not Naruto was about to go. I'm sorry, Sakura-chan, but I promised Temari I wouldn't be away from home for too long as well, so Sakura smiled and stood up. I understand. Hurry up before I decide to punch you all the way back to your place. Naruto grinned sheepishly and stood up. Sakura-chan, I want to be with you like this sometime soon again. Though, I have to go to Hinata's place tomorrow. It's all right. I'll visit you tomorrow when I have the time. Tsunade-sama is really giving me a lot of work recently, Sakura replied and scowled at the thought of all the work she had been getting lately. Great. And please keep this a secret from everyone else. Naruto looked with a worried look in his eyes at Naruto. It's your job to tell them, not mine, don't worry, I'll keep it to myself. Sakura smiled at him. Naruto nodded and started to run off. Thanks again for everything, Sakura-chan. Take care. You too. Sakura yelled as Naruto disappeared around the corner. Damn, I still have to change somewhere, Naruto cursed in his mind as he darted through the streets of Konoha. He then quickly dashed into one of the darker alleys of Konoha and hastily used his Henge no Jutsu to change into his Lemur form. Naruto jumped onto the rooftop of one of the nearby buildings and made his way back to his apartment. A few minutes later, he landed on the small platform at the side of his house and found Temari leaning against the back wall. Sorry to make you wait, Naruto said, slightly out of breath. Temari smiled at him. That's all right. I've been standing here for a while because I thought Naruto would have told you earlier. I'm sorry I didn't come over here sooner, Naruto said, and Temari's smile turned into a smirk. I said it's all right. It's not like I didn't think you'd come here as fast as possible. I guess you want to go somewhere with me? Naruto asked. Really, she didn't say anything about why she wanted to meet up with me. No, this place here will do just fine, Temari said as she bounced off the wall and took a few steps towards Naruto. For what exactly? Naruto blinked at Temari, somewhat nervous about she might do in a few moments. We need to talk, and since this place will give us all the necessary privacy, this place will do just fine, right? Temari said as she raised an eyebrow at Naruto. Naruto nodded and then looked slightly worried at Temari. Is something wrong? I just wanted you to know that I can't stay here forever. Temari closed her eyes. What? Naruto let out. Temari sighed. I can't stay in Konoha forever. If you want to be my boyfriend, you'll have to go back to Suna with me. Why can't you stay here? I'm sure Hokage-sama could. Temari shook her head. Even if she could, I can't. And don't misunderstand me, this isn't an attempt to make you mine or be there for you because of what happened this afternoon with Tenten. I heard everything from her and it somewhat hurt me to see her like that. Did she say something bad about me? Because, I thought. Naruto blinked at Temari, but she shook her head again. She didn't say anything bad about you, but I could tell she was really having trouble to make up her mind on what to do exactly. I still don't get why you can't stay in Konoha, Naruto replied and stared blankly at Temari. I'd miss my brothers too much, my country and village needs me, there's a lot of reasons of why I can't stay here. Temari said and then looked over her shoulder, a slight smile crawling onto her face, but there's one really important reason why I can't stay here if I become your girlfriend. Naruto smiled softly. Hey, you aren't making this really easy for me, you know. I'm sorry. Temari turned her head back to Naruto, but I just needed you to know that I really do love you. Temari, I love you too, but this is a really hard decision for me to make. I love you, but I also love my village. And Naruto frowned. Well, it's just another matter for me to think about. Temari embraced Naruto. Sorry, but there really is no other way. Naruto wrapped his arms around Temari as well. No, thank you for telling me this now. I never thought that you'd have to go back home again. Temari tightened her hug. Probably after you've made up your mind. I'll have to go home. Is that all you wanted to tell me? Naruto asked as he slightly tilted his head back. Yeah, it's also a bit too late to do something else right now, so sorry for calling you out just for that. Temari replied as she pressed her body against Naruto's. No, if you hadn't done it, I probably wouldn't even have thought about it, Naruto replied and rested his head against Temari's. I guess I'll go again, then I still have a lot to think about. Temari gave Naruto a light peck on his lips. I understand. The next 2 days could decide your life, right? Naruto nodded. Everything you do has its consequences. Some can change your life for good, while others are rather meaningless. Those are some wise words. Temari smirked at Naruto. Thanks. Naruto smiled at her. I guess I'll see you soon again. I hope so. Temari replied and smiled at him. As Naruto jumped off, Temari sat down against the wall and let out a long, deep sigh. I hope you won't choose me, Nimur-kun, for his sake. Damn, Temari isn't planning on staying here in Konoha, Naruto cursed as he hopped from roof to roof, trying to gain some distance from his home before changing back into his normal self. I can't really blame her. Konoha isn't really her home and she'd miss Gaara and that cat puppeteer guy. Naruto then landed on a rooftop and a sharp pain shot through his entire body, causing him to fall down on his knees. What the? Naruto clutched onto his stomach as he felt like it was about to be ripped apart. Naruto cried out. Temari sleepily opened her eyes. Must have dozed off. She let out a yawn and stretched out as she looked around. Wow, Konoha looks weird tonight. Just then, out of nowhere, Naruto dropped down in front of her, standing on all four and a crimson-red chakra covering his body. And Naruto? Temari let out as she stared at Naruto with big eyes. Naruto tilted his head and stared at Temari with blank eyes as 3 tails waved furiously behind him. Temari shot up and felt her head hit something hard. Ah! Temari! What the hell was that for? Naruto cried as he clutched onto his forehead. What in the... Temari looked around and noticed that everything looked normal again. A dream? What are you doing sleeping out here? Naruto asked as he stared at Temari. Temari dropped down on her knees and inspected Naruto for a moment before tightly hugging him. Naruto. Yeah. It's me, Temari. Naruto managed to bring out. No need to suffocate me. Temari loosened her hold on Naruto. It's really you, of course it is. Was I away for that long then? Naruto blinked at Temari. Temari shook her head. I just had a nightmare, that's all. Well, let's get back inside so we can sleep properly instead of out in the cold. Naruto suggested and Temari nodded in reply. Gaara might be asleep already, so we have to be quiet. I can't believe she's not going to be here for much longer, Naruto thought as he stared at her. Naruto? Why yeah. Naruto replied as he shook himself out of his train of thoughts. Let's get back inside and do so quietly, okay? Temari smiled at him and Naruto nodded in reply. A bit later, Naruto was lying in his bed and he let out a yawn. Damn, today was a long day again. Temari cuddled up against him and smiled. Aw, come on, Naruto, it wasn't that long, right? No, besides, I'll be all energetic in the morning because Naruto yawned again. I'm sleeping really well in your arms. You know, Temari smiled at Naruto and stroked with her fingers through his hair, and I sleep well with you in my arms as well. Good night, Temari, don't cuddle me to death. Naruto yawned again and rubbed his face against his pillow. And miss out on hugging you every night? Not a chance, Temari said as she wrapped her arms around Naruto. Naruto fell asleep almost instantly, however Temari couldn't catch sleep that easily. She pressed Naruto tight against her body and gave him a kiss on his cheek. I'm not going to let that demon inside of you take you away from me either. Naruto. Temari closed her eyes and gave Naruto one last kiss before falling asleep against him. The following morning, Naruto, Temari and Gaara all woke up at the same time due to someone loudly knocking on the door. Naruto Tamarigara groaned, "Get whoever the hell that is away from here before I kill them, damn it." Naruto cursed as he crawled out of bed and sleepily walked to the door. Who the hell is knocking on my freaking door this early in the morning? Naruto opened his front door and stared at the group that was standing behind it, which consisted of 2 squads of ANBU members. Uzumaki Naruto, we've been ordered by Hokage-sama to arrest you. Resistance will be met with force. And trust me on this one, kid, right now we're more than eager to use force.